All right, we back. My expert opinion, the greatest show in the
world.
I like when this comes together, you know what I mean? Hit that like, hit that share, let everybody know you in here. It don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother.
Hater.
Don't be one of those. Hit the subscribe button. You know you watching. You're not subscribing. Just hit the button. It's free. It's free. Trust me. Check your bank account after you hit the button. Nothing's gonna happen. MECC.
Salute, King.
How are you today?
Blessed as fuck. Everything on the incline. Shout out to Toby Negro. Loving the music, bro. Love what you do with your family, your wife. If this catches you, please, if you could just pull up.
Yeah.
We'll make room for the family, but you and your wife would love to talk to you.
I'm also a fan.
Please pull up. The Monumental Tour was crazy.
No, I didn't even realize you was wearing the color. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't even peep that. That's what's up.
Green.
I do some things. Sometimes they let me out the house.
Shout out to the people. Champ was good.
Everything's great. I'm happy to be free, happy to be home around extraordinary people. I have no complaints. A great day today at the East New York Middle School. Got to chop it up with some of the star kids at that school, thanks to my brother Monk. Met up with Dr. Smalls, who's very excited about working with us.
Shout out to Dr. Smalls.
Yeah, shout out to Dr. Smalls. And just elevating what is already there, the platform that he has set there, which is amazing. It's organized, the kids are respectful, they're all caring of each other. There's no violence going on. This is in the middle of the hood.
Brownsville.
So it's amazing to actually see that.
Brownsville, East New York?
East New York.
East New York.
Yeah, East New York. So it was amazing. I had an extraordinary morning.
That's
and I'm
dope.
looking forward to what we're going to be doing
That's
with
fire.
Now, speaking of elevation, there are many voices out here that profess to be for the people. But this brother has been speaking out against things that you probably don't even know is going on, but things that affect you for about 20 years. The FBI has showed up to his crib like an unwanted cousin, like 5-6 times. This is some real you about to hear. We got Rizza Islam. I'm nervous. You know what I mean?
You all good.
And staff was late. I'm like, damn, they got to him. They got to him. Somebody's compromised here. Who is it?
Actually, the cops actually came and was standing over there. They never did that before.
Yeah.
The blue and whites.
You don't even see them around here.
Yeah, they walked past, they looked in here, and then they went and stood right there for a while.
I saw them. Male and female, one was tall, one was short.
Well, first I want to congratulate you.
Well, shit.
Yeah, I saw him also. I want to congratulate you. The case was finally thrown out
Yes, sir.
for
Yes,
the
sir.
Medi-Cal.
Yeah.
They try to throw some fraud charges on your back. Yeah,
Absolutely. We out of here now.
but it took 6 years.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Well, I'll say it actually took roughly 10. 8 years in court, 2 years after they shut down our literacy program to investigate, is what they said. My first attorney, Gary Brown, who was passed on, initially, within the first year and a half, maybe 2, after the filing, us going to court every 3 months, he said, you're going to be taken off this case because there's nothing on you because you're just educating, so you have nothing to do with that. And they did say they're going to go ahead and take you off. Right after that, they Googled me. So good old Google.
Good old Google.
They said, oh, he's somebody different. We didn't know all of this about this individual. We were on the lower floor, not a high priority floor. After they Googled me, they saw who I was. They brought us to the high priority floor, 9th floor. That's where you have the celebrity cases, federal cases, big major, people is what they say. And that's when they brought in the media. They brought in the newspapers and the cameras. And then they said, oh no, we're going to go ahead and keep him on here because they saw who I was. They saw my activism. They saw the work I've been doing in the community for a long time. So then they could actually spin it and use the media to come in to drag it out and make it look like something that it really wasn't. And so that's why it stayed on for years after. And again, you know, a clean heart can't get hurt. Right. If you're not guilty of something, you're not guilty of it. I don't care who comes after you. If the whole world turns on you, if you're not guilty, you're not. Right. And 10 years later, 6 plea deal offers, over 39 times going to court. A lot of money back and forth. Case dismissed.
What's up? Shout out to that.
Now, when you saw that they bumped you up to the celebrity spot, was you like, I made it! I'm here! They recognized me!
Man, you know what I will say? It was bittersweet for sure, you know, because again, when you do this work legitimately, there are certain indications, certain things that will happen when you have made it to these points. FBI showing up to your house, that can be one. Maybe, right? But it kind of lets you know you're on the right track. My leader, my teacher, my God is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's who I follow, regardless to, you know, whoever believes what they believe. That's the man I follow, and he taught us very specifically about how this enemy moves. So if you study, you won't be surprised. So when I got brought upstairs, I said, oh, okay, so they are watching. Oh, this is real. You know, it hits you differently. Right. So the courtroom I was in, you know, the same judge who convicted the killer of Nipsey Hussle, same judge. The courtroom was right next door to O.J. Simpson's courtroom, 2 courtrooms down from Harvey Weinstein's, where they just charged him. The same floor where Tory Lanez just got tried. So yeah, big deal. Big deal. They really tried to squeeze your brother, tried to put the pressure. We're going to give you this much time. We're going to do this. Sounds nice, but I truly believe in Almighty God Allah. That's really how deep my conviction is. And so again, even if I went to jail, if God wanted me to be there, I would be pleased with that. But again, case dismissed. And when I say I flaunt that, I wear that like it's my middle name. Rizza, case dismissed, Islam.
I like that. And I'm assuming you would have to do that because as many publications that covered you going through that case on the day of your exoneration,
that wasn't
none of them were there.
Crickets.
Exactly. Only one, and that was ABC. That was there. They were there the whole time. All these years they were there, putting me up in the media, slandering, making it look like this and that. But when I come out of the courthouse, they showed up late, and they were confused because they thought, oh, this is the trial date, first day of trial, so they're going to be here for a while. When they put that camera in front of my face after it was found case dismissed, the reporter, she was confused. She said, what happened? And I asked her, I said, well, aren't you happy that my case was dismissed? So it was kind of confused. Like, oh, so you expected me to go down. You were really excited. This black man, yeah, he's guilty. No, he's not. Right. So they didn't release that interview.
Never came out.
That it came out. That case was dismissed. ABC didn't release it.
Well, it's out now.
That's the exclusive, y'all.
Now, how much capital you say it cost you to just stay in that fight for that long?
Oh, man. I haven't calculated the entire thing. I only calculated when they said we were going to go to trial, because then I had to hire a private attorney, the whole team. That collectively, and that was my brother Jeremy McLemont from Acelia Law Group. Phenomenal brother. Phenomenal team. Young cat, too. Right. Not even 35. But collectively, that was about $25K. So it wasn't as much as a lot of people's cases would be, because the work that I have done in the community, the people who were looking at, they said, no, we watched you do this work. He's one of those. He said, no, I literally watched you do this work for years. Right. So they did the best they could to bring it down as low as possible. But, you know, still, a fee is a fee, you know, and people got to eat. So, but I was happy to do that, to pay for that. I'm thankful that it was available. And the people actually really poured in the last amount that I needed. It was the people, it was y'all that helped your brother with that. So I'm truly thankful to the people, which is why I will never stop fighting for the people.
Dope.
Yes, sir.
What was your opinion, was them keeping you on the case twofold? Could it have been, I want your opinion on it, but are they keeping you on the case because they figure there must be some dirt here, we just haven't seen it? We do a Google search, look at all the stuff he's involved in. There's got to be something, maybe we just don't see it. Or is it to just further besmirch, keep smut on you? You know, they can always be able to say, oh, he's been tried, he's been... Which one do you think was the purpose for keeping you?
What I know early on, they knew. Early on, everything from my job description to everything that I was doing to all of the testimonies from the people who they interviewed. The FBI interviewed over 200 people. Every single person was saying, yeah, he was educating. Yes, he was teaching me. Yes, that's what he was doing.
Right.
That was it. Everybody kept saying that. So they listened to it. Well, so he didn't do this or that. I listened to these. You know, they have to provide you with that.
Yeah, with the minutes.
I listened to all of it. The discovery was over 50,000 pages, just so you know. And nobody said anything negative. They just said he was educating. That's it. That's what he was doing. Yeah. Teachers, students, they were like, yeah, he was teaching us about drugs and about this and about that. Yeah, absolutely. Same thing you see me doing now, I was doing off of social media.
Right.
That's what I do.
Right.
So they knew. And I definitely believe it was absolute to come after my character. The work that I do, it's in layers of exposing the government in different layers. So therefore, you know, you poke the bear, brother, he gonna come at you. This enemy is very real. This is why I tell people, if you're gonna get out here and you speak against this system, be ready for what they come with. That's all. Just know what you're getting yourself into. So I was, you know, I expected it, but I knew. I said, I mean, the only way you're gonna have something on me is if you put it there.
Right.
But there's nothing there.
Did you, when you found out that they were keeping you on the case, did you go, gotta be that Crip walking video? They must have saw that goddamn Google.
That's funny.
No, just Crip walking. I'm telling you, there's something
funny.
here.
That is hilarious. Oh man, that's funny. No, man.
All right, let's segue into your background, because these years of dedication and what it takes to stay focused and to even keep yourself or to be disciplined enough to keep your hands clean out of everything. We've seen a lot of people come up speaking and, you know, you find out later, oh, they were stealing money here, or they were doing this, or they was doing that. So there's a discipline, a spiritual discipline that comes along with it. But it's usually cultivated by something that snapped in you at a young age. What was it?
Watching my family go through the very things that all of our people are going through. Everything from drugs, gang banging, you name it, in my family. I saw it since I was a preteen, 5, 6, 7.
Mother, father?
Mother, she was on drugs. Father got arrested, taken to jail when I was about maybe 2 or 3. Older sister was on crack cocaine, strung out on Skid Row for 16 years. Oldest brother murdered by one of his friends over a drug deal. I can go down the list.
Wow.
I watched it all. That will change you if you allow it to. It will trigger you, it will change you, it'll motivate you, whether to go out in the street and want to do it yourself or to go out in the street and fight against it. Mine happened to be the latter. I wanted to do something to change it. I couldn't stand it. I despised it. I said, this can't be just me going through this.
Right.
And I knew it wasn't just me. And if I'm feeling what I'm feeling going through it, I don't want this to be for another child. I don't want to see anybody else going through it. So I started working, specifically educating our people on literacy.
What age was that?
11.
11.
11. I started as a student myself, getting help on my homework, literacy, and math at 9 years old, on my math. And but it was 11 years old where they approached me. It was at a literacy program. They said, well, you know, can you help this student? She was 6 years old, on her phonics. You know, her tutor didn't show up. Can you, do you mind just working with her? I said, all right, that's fine. I don't mind. I was 11 years old. Was helping her do some reading and all that. I had always been used to being acknowledged for doing bad things. You know, when they call you a little bad child, like you said, crib walking, for sure. Right. Definitely. That, I finished smoking weed at 9, finished drinking at 9. Most of y'all late.
Wait.
Yeah, okay.
Did you catch what he just said? He said I was done with it.
Deciphering the language with that, like.
Had a nice 5-year run.
Oh, right.
That's crazy.
9, brother.
But, all right. Okay. Now I've seen the reverse of seeing what you're going through and wanting to go against it, and I've seen the people who double down and become, versed in that, and that becomes their life. When did you really figure out, like, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life?
As far as educating my people and helping them as far as knowledge, primarily literacy, drug education, that area, I figured that out 12, 13, just that section. Around 15, 16 years old is when I said, oh, this is much bigger. That's when I started learning about secret societies. I started learning about the area of psychiatry and the area of mental health. I started looking at what the U.S. government was doing, foreign policy. I was looking at all this stuff in my teens. I was heavily involved in researching government at 16.
What were the people around you doing?
My mother was a naturopathic doctor. She inspired me to go deep into all of this because that's how she was. She stopped working for the medical establishment as a nurse when they switched everything over to pharmaceutical pills. Where they started encouraging everyone to just do pills. Here's a problem, here's a pill for it. A problem, here's a pill for it. At first it was, here's a problem. Okay, let's analyze what's happening with your body. What is your nutrition like? What is your family history like? Okay, are you exercising, etc. Right? They would do a full analysis to see exactly what's wrong. Then they can give you the proper foods, the proper diet, etc. Just take a pill. She got up and walked out. Quit that establishment, started to study naturopathy.
This was after her becoming clean?
Yeah, this is after becoming clean. My mother, she had 3 offices, 3 doctor's offices. This is when I was maybe 5, 6 years old. You're talking about Compton, California, Watts, LA. She was working on people as far as giving them nutrition for years. This is my mother, okay, a naturopathic doctor, Hanan Islam. May Allah be pleased. She passed roughly about 1.5 years ago.
Condolences.
Yes, sir. And she's the one who put that in me. So everything that was rebellious came from her. I just put it that way, all of it. So everything we grew up eating, grew up vegetarian, everything organic for the most part. We sneak some stuff. My grandma got me on chicken. She the one that meat, just so you know. Right. And then the diet, of course, as far as the Nation of Islam goes, I was raised in a nation as far as I would say, from birth up until about 6 or 7.
Where did that influence come from?
My mother.
My mother.
Same thing.
Father?
Stepfather. Stepfather. So all of that is a lot of, there's layers, when it comes to the history of how this combination of things got put together that makes up who I am. So she was the one who did her best to keep me away from it, and my other 9 siblings, who they all, everything from the gangbanging, the drug dealing, all that stuff, they did all of that. So I was able to see all of that, and they did their best to keep me away from it. They wasn't having that. They said, we're not going to allow you to go into that.
Oh, you number 9?
No, I'm number 10.
Number 10. Oh,
I'm the youngest.
Wow.
Out of all 10.
Wow. So you had a lot of.
Oh yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't act like I didn't see it. Couldn't act like it didn't happen. No, I definitely, but still, you want to see if the fire is hot. You got to touch it a little bit. At least it's just I had other examples of how far I could go. So I didn't go that far. But just again, to go back to the point of what really inspired me, I think it was when I was 13 years old, I was told that there was this event to speak at, and I was already being, I was working with the people at this time. And he said, wow, you're really passionate. My mother said, well, there's an event, that they're having downtown where they wanted to hear from you.
Right.
They put me on stage in front of 3,000 people. It's a little black boy from Compton. I'm like, I've never done this before. And I get up there and I speak just for about 30 seconds. And the response from the people was so overwhelming because, again, I had been, I got used to being acknowledged for stealing the hubcaps, robbing the liquor store. I did all this before I was 10 years old, just so y'all know. All this was done. Yeah, see, okay, all right.
Menace to society, right?
Okay, we know seriously, just so y'all know.
Menace to society.
No, this is real stuff. I mean, this is very real. And most people wouldn't believe it because they're like, but you just, you look like such a clean, disciplined. Yeah, because I did all of that early.
How were you, wait.
Yeah.
I need detail.
All my siblings, when they watch it, they're going to be cracking up like,
10 years old.
Yes.
How do you, are you on the playground and they're like, yo, we need some bread? Like,
man,
what is it that started it? Yeah.
Brother, I'm in Richland Farms, Compton, California. So this is where brothers are doing drive-bys on horses. To give you a good picture of.
Holy shit. They show that in movies.
Yeah.
A gallop by?
A gallop by.
A trot by?
On horses. No, really. This is Richland Farms, Compton, California. This is where I grew up. You have my brothers, my sisters. Like I said, you got to touch the fire sometimes, see if it's hot. Some of us are hard-headed, right? Mm-hmm. So I still wanted to get involved in something, but I didn't go too far. Going and stealing stuff and, candy and all that, my jacket and all that. Yeah, that I got away with it a couple times.
Right.
So the Asian dude came from behind the counter, shook my hoodie and all this candy, fall out. He took a picture of me and put it up on the wall. Don't let this kid in here anymore.
Wow.
Okay, and that's when people could call your mom. That's when people knew you in the hood. They would know who knows you.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, boom, that happened. So I stopped stealing at that point. My older brother, sorry, bro. He taught me how to. He wanted to taught me how to, jack hubcaps from cars, how to hot wire car, which was our mama's car. I haven't said this on camera before, but
exclusive.
It is. I'm just telling you, all of these things I did at a young age. All this stuff was done early. So by the time you could say jail time would come into effect, things like that, there was no interest. It was already done for. I'd already, quenched that thirst, that curiosity, you could say. So
was there a close call moment?
Close call moment. One, when that Asian dude took my picture after he caught me stealing. That was one. Because they did put my picture up in the liquor store. That was interesting.
Well, it was suspicious that someone under 10 years old kept coming in the liquor store anyway.
Stealing candy.
They got candy and all that, That was one.
That
Another
picture's
one.
probably worth something now.
Man. No, seriously, right. That's funny. They put me in the back of a police car once when I was around 11. And they did that as a scare tactic.
Right.
Really try to help you because they knew my mother and they knew she was, doing her work as a naturopathic doc. They knew her in the community. And so they were like, what you're doing doesn't make any sense. All right. So that helped me because I wasn't that ignorant. That was one of them. I'm trying to think. It didn't take that many. I really did. My older brother going to jail. That was another one.
I was about to say, it's probably
it was a
things
collection.
you witnessed
Absolutely.
as opposed to what happened to you directly.
A whole lot. Yeah, I
I
witnessed
can imagine
too much.
that was probably devastating to your family.
Absolutely. Him going to jail. My older brother, Mustafa, was his name. We all have Arabic names. I used to watch him pull up in his car, a little hatchback red vehicle. He'd pull up, I'd be excited to see my big bro. I'm 5, 6 years old. Every day that would happen. Until one day, his car didn't pull up. Okay, I didn't notice necessarily. My siblings kept it from me. They didn't tell me that my brother had been murdered. It wasn't until a couple years later that they told me.
Wow.
Because that's how close I was with him. But I just noticed, okay, his car didn't come back. They're like, oh yeah, he'll be back, and don't worry, but boom, boom. I didn't know. That hit me. My mother used to put us in the car to go look for my sister down on Skid Row. That was another side of it. I had an uncle who used to, I think it was PCP, the drug that he used to be concocting. There was a project over in Compton now where I think it's the Department of Education, right across the street from the post office. Used to be a project building there. I would be riding with him sometimes. He'll pull up there. I'll be right back. And I'm sitting in the car and not realizing what's going on. A couple years later, my family told me, you know what he was doing in there, right? He was cooking up. I had no idea. I mean, just a collection of things.
Right.
Just a collection of things, man. That
So what was the aha moment at the young age? When you said it just clicked, like I can't keep doing what I'm doing out here.
Well, as far as that,
Yeah,
it was all of those. It was a collection of
it was
those things. It was a collection of those, but I was never too heavy in it.
Right.
I wasn't too heavy in it. I mean,
dabbling.
I was dabbling, but I was not heavy in it. I knew that wasn't my purpose. I was trying to be the super thug, super gangster, and super crip. None of that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do none of that. I've seen it all. I was like, nah, I'm good. But I did at least want to get some of that experience. You're a child.
Yeah,
you want to learn, and you're curious, and I was, but I wasn't that curious because I saw from all these other people what happened to them, and then they would tell me, they would talk to me. Then I would go see the worst part of it when I went to Skid Row a couple times. I mean, it was hell on earth for real. I mean, every major city has that part.
Right.
You got that block. You got that neighborhood where that's where the dope fiends are. That's where you end up, where it's really hell on earth. People shooting up in the middle of the street. That's that part right there in downtown LA. Yeah. And we would go looking for my sister. I would see people with no arms, people shooting up heroin, people sniffing, just everything.
Like zombies.
Like zombies, brother. Way back then. It's talking about 95, 96. So I knew. And my mother would tell me, that's what that is. This is what that drug does. That's what this person is on. She would tell me. And my siblings would tell me, that's not what you want to do. So
but they kept the death of your older brother from you.
Yes.
They showed you this,
Yes.
but kept that from you.
For a certain period of time. Because that's my brother. That was hitting home.
When you found out, what was your reaction?
I mean, it was devastating. It was devastating. Because, I love all of my siblings. And I was young, but they didn't realize how much I was recording in my head. I mean, I tell them stories to this day. They're like, how the hell you remember that? I was like, look, just be cool with me. All right. Because I remember, I got it right here. I got them seats on you. But no, it was so devastating because of how he went out. It was less that he went out, but how he went out. He was taken out. He was murdered. He was stuffed in the trunk of his own car, and they set his car on fire. It was how he went out. And I said, okay. I get why. I mean, how can you tell a 5-year-old, 6-year-old that?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's really, I get it. So I didn't hold anything against him, but it was just like, wow.
And that may have changed the trajectory of your life if you would have known that at that moment.
More than likely. See, we never know.
Yeah.
We never know what we do to children when we prematurely introduce certain things to them. Certain things are necessary. Other things, if you can hold it, you should. Because,
What things do you think? Okay, so like
absolutely.
Death of your brother, but is the rip the Band-Aid off thing like? Is that what we need? Because I feel like a lot of people keep, these neighborhoods, you go, they don't know what's going on outside. They don't know.
True.
It took for my mother to not be able to take me to school, for me to have to take 2 buses into another side of Brooklyn to really see what was going on in the world. So that was like my rip the Band-Aid off. Like, now I see it. I gotta fight junkies heading home.
That's real.
Because they think I got some allowance money or something. Do we need to hold things back?
That's a different time. That was the 90s.
Right.
There was no social media. It's different now.
Yeah.
You have to tell them the truth because they're going to see it anyway. See, that's the difference now. You can't hold nothing back now from these children or this generation. They see it right here. You're not going to tell them? All right, they're going to see something. Google, TikTok, all these. But they're seeing more than most parents could ever imagine. I mean, it's available. It's openly available. So for you to give them the truth is really helping them to have respect for you.
But it's not all true.
Right.
It's not all true.
Right.
They're exposed
Exactly.
to vast amounts of information. And now now you have to discern, you have to figure out,
You got to go through it. Yes.
And there's no, even you, as much as people listen to you, as many people just want to believe, you got to cite your sources.
Absolutely.
People need to know who told you that? Okay, are they telling the truth?
Absolutely.
Who told them that? Okay, are they telling the truth? You got the papers to show it? Like where are we getting this from?
Exactly.
How's this working out?
How
do you
do research?
Yeah.
No, not even the research, but how do you I don't want to use the word convince, but you have to get people to believe, listen, I'm trying to help you. This is to help you, and I'm telling you the truth. And you'll have people look at you and go, nah. What do you do in that? Because that has to be your everyday.
Oh, yeah. No,
There's always somebody trying to tell you he's lying.
Absolutely.
Or someone making up lies about you.
Absolutely. See, the beauty is you trust those who have the long-standing record of being right and exact. That's the number one thing. You go to who it is you know, for the most part, for the vast majority, has been on point. That's how it goes. If you happen to have a record like that. I'm very grateful and thankful that that has been the record. And so when people, that's what a reputation is. That's what credibility is. Credibility is how long have they been doing this consistently without varying or changing. Okay, they're solid. That's why people look at your credit report. They look at, can you be trustworthy? How is your spending habits? What is this person habit? What a habit is, he happens to be telling the truth. That's what we've always seen. Whether if you like it or not, that's what it's been. Okay, so with me, I don't necessarily worry about convincing. I just speak the truth, tell you the truth, and then also tell you where to find it so that you could see it as well. Really that simple. Now, if I have to do all that convincing, then at that point, you just don't want to believe that it's true. That's perfectly fine too. I've ran into that. But at this point, because the system is overwhelming people with information, most of our people don't even realize they're numb to information now.
Yeah.
So they go with who they like.
Right.
They go with
for
who they
emotion
trust.
first instead of logic.
Now it's not even about the research or the information. It's about who's giving it to you. Because a lot of people trust a person wholeheartedly on face value alone because they just like the person. They like you.
The tone they use.
The tone is just
the way they dress.
It's the messenger now. It's not the message. It's the messenger. It's that person that I just love this person. Okay, and at times that could be a good thing, but too many times, it's a very horrible thing. Very horrible.
Right.
So we have to now, we have to continue to do our job, stay in our lane, and do it well. That's why I don't worry about attacking people. No, unless you work on behalf of the system. That's the difference. Now, if you push the system, I'm going to go at this enemy through you and say, no. What he said on behalf of this enemy is wrong. And I'll prove that. But I'm not going to attack. Y'all need to listen to me. That's ego now. We don't need to worry about that. Just keep doing the work. And guess what? The people who look at it, even those who want to prove you wrong, when they find out it's true, it's like, oh, damn, you was telling the truth. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. Just do the work.
I think one of my fears when it comes to, I'm just going to use the term black leaders.
Definitely.
One of the fears I have with black leaders is that they're being brought or they're being fooled. Mm-hmm. More the second one than the first one. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people have their prices, and 9 times out of 10 I can't even judge. But like, I worry that the information you're disseminating is incorrect and you don't know. Mm. How long does it take you to figure out this is the thing that's safe for me to tell people?
Oh, after I've vetted, cross-referenced it multiple times, specifically I locate the experts in that arena. So here's one thing that a lot of people may not realize. Brother Rizza doesn't just get out here and start talking. I don't, please don't. And if I've ever done that, I apologize now. If that has ever happened, please forgive the ignorance if that has ever occurred. Right. However, for example, in the area of science, one reason why you don't make it to the White House watch list unless you're doing something correct or horribly incorrect. You don't just make it up there with no credentials, no degrees, and be on the same list of those with credentials and degrees. Do you hear what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Right. There's something to it. So when I look at things, I cross-reference it. I have a lot of people that I connect with, a lot of people who are experts in these respective areas, and I send it to them. I check with them. What does that mean? Is that true? Yes, we've seen that. What studies? Where? What prestigious university, organization? You got to go down the line, because if you're going to get out here and tell the people something, one, you have to be willing to live for it. Mm-hmm. 2, you have to be willing to die for it. 3, you have to be willing to sacrifice. 4, you have to be willing to be evil spoken of and completely, totally talked about and looked at as crazy. It's going to happen. One or more. It's going to happen. I follow Farrakhan. All that has happened to him. He follows the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who we all follow. All that has happened to him. People say they love Malcolm X, but you ain't going to live like him. So stop talking, because all that happened to him too. All of our leaders. Why? Because they were willing to go against the very same system that too many people right now, for some reason, all of a sudden trust. You are losing your damn mind. This enemy has the greatest track record of why we should not trust them. But now you all of a sudden want to justify and tell me why we should. I have a problem with that. So if I give you 1,000 reasons why we shouldn't, you give me 2 why we should, you need to check your sources, not me.
Were you ready for what came? The Malcolm X treatment, the Farrakhan treatment, that, you know what I mean? Having a target on you.
Right, having a target.
Definitely. It's layers.
It's layers.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's layers.
Absolutely.
Right.
I get what you're
But you start doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
You have predecessors. You've seen what, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know were you ready when the moment? Because there's 2 ways to take that. There's one where it's like, I'm a chill. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm out of my depth here. This weight's a little bit much. I really just want a white picket fence, some house, some kids. I'm just going, I'm gonna chill out. Like,
right.
And God bless you.
Right.
If that's you, God bless you.
Right.
Don't go past what you can handle.
Absolutely.
But when you get to that moment and it's like, all right, there's a fork in the road. I can go left, I can go right and keep doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And here's this stuff coming down the pipe, and I know.
History is most attractive and best qualified to reward one's research. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if you study your history, you will be prepared for what comes ahead in the future. But you have to be honest about what you study. You got to be honest about it. Okay, is this a possibility? Sure it is. We all going to die someday. So why not? Either I can go and be mediocre and just do this job that's not on my purpose. I know my purpose. I live it. The difference is people live trends. think it's their purpose until a part of that purpose comes up in front of them. They're like, well, I didn't expect all of that because it's not your purpose. I live it. It's my life. I feel calm when I can give the truth to the people with solutions in a way that I know will potentially change their life and save their life if they apply it. I love this. I love us deeply. There is nothing that makes me happier. Nothing. So I'm willing to receive any and everything. I truly believe in Allah God. That's me. Everywhere I go, I tell people this. I really believe when people say, I believe in the Most High, I believe in God, I believe in, okay, how much really? Like how much do you really believe? If they told you right now, I'm gonna shoot you in your head. If you keep saying you believe in God, all you gotta do right now is say, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in this, and I ain't gonna kill you. What, you gonna stop? You gonna say, no, you're right, okay, I don't believe in God, everything good. You have to be honest with yourself. I've been faced with these things. I've been visited by the FBI 3 times. First time was when I was 23 years old. I was 23. I wasn't on Instagram. They came to my door. Was I nervous? No, I said, oh, right on time.
You were waiting for
Matter of fact, y'all late.
Right.
And I was like, wait a minute, wait. It's 2 of y'all. Brother, you're supposed to be up here. Why is the Asian masculine female the one who's at the door? I mean, I was really like, wow, y'all really do this? And I told them, I said, wow, you guys really do this? I was so, bro, I was like a child. I'm not gonna lie to you. I said, why you really do this? They flipped open the badge, big with the mission statement. I said, wow, Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's the actual, wow, that is interesting. I stepped outside and had a conversation with them.
Right.
I said, this is interesting. Because I said, wow, I mean, I expect it because this is my purpose. I really love this. But some people really think it's their purpose until they're faced with the people and the things that come with it. Then they say, I'm good at math. I'm good at baseball. Engineering. I'm real good at playing basketball. I'm going to go ahead and do that. See, that's when, because, you're not really made like that. That's not you. That's you, but this isn't you.
Right.
This is me. This is not a trend. This is what I was born with. This is what Allah God put in here. Because I've tried, to just, a little bit here. I love dancing, all that's just part of my makeup. Yeah. Right? I love all that. But
was you playing ball?
No, I wasn't. I was doing more martial arts actually than anything else. So that compliments, but I love that too. But no, this is me, bro. And when you meet me in person, as you have, you see like, okay, no, he's legitimately that. And don't be afraid for me. Be afraid for yourself. Because I know what I'm doing. I live it. But people who constantly, man, they're gonna know. No, I know better than you. I know exactly how far this can go. Matter of fact, if I describe to you, you would be more afraid because you're not in that mindset. It comes with a level of discipline. Your life is different. You can still have fun and relax and all that, but because it's your purpose.
Discipline.
Discipline is huge.
The key word.
It's a big thing. Like
right.
you mentioned the black leaders and, they test you. They have different ways of testing you and they see which one is your weakness. They study your psychological facial reactions to see how he responds when this is mentioned. All of these different things. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan taught us all this, whether you follow him or not. All of our leaders and their examples, they taught us this, whether you believe them or not, whether you agree with them or not. Watch their history. Watch what has been done to them. Watch what they have done. Study them. Study them. You can look at the map. You can point out when he's going to do what he's going to do. You can see it. Right. I know the traps. I don't move reckless. I don't move with just anybody. My circle is very small.
Right.
Very. Because I know, I see it. I'm not stupid. You can't be. Not if you're going up against this enemy, because his time is up. So when an animal is dying, that is when they are the most volatile, the most dangerous. They're going to do everything. They're going to use your own people against you, your own family. They're going to find out who they can blackmail. They're going to do everything. I know. Trust me. I'm telling you.
And in the face of all that, you move forward.
10 toes, bro.
Did you decide in your mind, like, I'll be a martyr?
Oh, no. Definitely don't want to prematurely ordain something that only Allah God is going to check off for me.
Right. But if we're looking at the track record, the scoreboard, you kind of see like, okay, poisoned, assassinated, thrown in jail forever. Like,
very few of your predecessors get a quiet life.
Does that affect you at all? Like, do you look at these things and say, well, I'm gonna go out.
Well, like I said before, we're all going to die someday physically. So whenever that is, I accept it. But if I can prevent it, like you said, poison, jail, this, well, all of those things have precursors. They have steps that go in front of that. Right. I don't eat what everybody cooks. I don't eat just everywhere or just anywhere. There's a certain way I dress when I go to eat, certain things I do when I'm about to eat, certain ways that I have to maneuver to even get food, for example. Do you see what I'm saying? There's all of these things you got to know, and don't pretend like you don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, the government does exist. Agents do exist. This stuff is very real. They slide people into kitchens. For real. Right. Stuff does happen. Right. And your discipline really, as we're taught, our righteousness will sustain us in the last day. That's what we're taught. Meaning, you have to be disciplined in a way where all the classic traps are not going to get you because you're not involved in the activities that lead into those traps, which is hard. It's hard. Mm-hmm. It's not an easy life, bro. It's not an easy thing. Mm-hmm. No, it's hard. It's difficult. But again, if it's your purpose, it's easy to you. You know, a boxer who just boxed, that's his deal. That's where his heaven is. A swimmer, that's where their heaven is. Whatever it is that you love doing, you do it well, effortlessly. You just get, you know, that deep feeling of accomplishment from doing it. That's your purpose. It's easy for you. Ain't nobody just come in and say, well, this gonna happen. To who? Sorry, bro, I'm not running around. Who DMs am I in? Let's be real with that. Right, I'm telling you right now.
Now you were accused of that. By,
yes.
Pharaoh, I believe.
I know a couple. I don't know where the original accusation came from. A woman from now 6 years ago. And it was someone who I only literally was. I think we were courting for 2 months. There was no any of that at all. That's why there's no evidence. That's why there's no proof. That's why nothing has come out to show anything at all. Even, you know, when I saw that, I wasn't shocked. I just said, dang, that one is kind of early. Now the FBI visited me. That was on time. I expected that. But this one, I was like, now that one is very early because it made no sense. So even to this point, your record and how we operate is what people want to refer to when certain things are brought up about you. Because if it don't stick, if it don't fit, it doesn't matter who says it. You can throw all kinds of accusations at certain people, but if it's like, sorry, bro, you could have said this, or this, we may have rocked with you or believed it, but I'm sorry, that's not him. Like, I'm sorry, that don't fit him. But appreciate it, but that doesn't fit. Right. So that accusation, it's really one of the most disgusting things you can accuse a black man of, particularly. But it's one of the most precise. That's why it's used. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. So when it came out, I said, "Oh, okay, cool. Still, gotta go to work." Still, like that's just it.
Did you speak against it? Did you ignore it? Did you?
When it came out, no, I went directly head on and addressed it. When it came out, absolutely. I moved around some appointments to handle that one. I'm very serious. I said, "Oh, where? We're going to meet up in the whole. Oh yeah, please, let's hash this out. Absolutely." Right. Because again, a clean heart cannot get hurt. If you are innocent of something, you're innocent. I said, no. Not only am I not going to run, no, don't worry about my schedule. I know you're busy. No. I'm not too busy to handle this. Right. No. Right. When and where I will show up, and I have the only proof that exists, which were text messages. I have them from 5 years ago.
Did it make you feel awkward?
Definitely. Because I have 7 blood sisters. I have aunties. Are you serious?
Right.
You know, it was ready to. All right, now we. I mean, it was. Oh man.
Yeah, like that one. You gonna go there?
Man, it was like what? And you know, and moms were still present. My mother was still physically present. Right. You know, but even she said, "Well, baby, this is the life you chose. You knew what to expect." I said, "Yes, ma'am." You know, so that gave me comfort because it's true. It comes with the territory. But awkward, man. I mean, if you want to give it that kind of a soft word, yeah, sure. I was just, to this day, I'm just like, wow. You have to be in a very deep, wicked state of mind to not just accuse a man of something, but to accuse him of that thing which we are taught, just so you know, is punishable by death. Death.
Correct.
You went that far. Okay.
That seems to be the weapon of choice.
Yeah, it's the classic one.
Right.
But again, if it don't fit, you must quit. So stop playing games. Cut it out. Play games.
My question to you is, us as black people knowing who the enemy is, right? Mm-hmm. And knowing the different ways that they go about to try to take down black leaders in America. Yes. Do you think that the access that we have to information and seeing all of the negatives that happen against black people in America is the reason why we haven't seen prominent black leaders being assassinated or dying? It hasn't happened in a long time, but they do use other ways.
Character assassination.
Yeah, character assassination. But do you think that's one of the reasons, or do you have a reason of your own?
One, they have trouble finding out exactly who the real leaders are. Because there are so many people with microphones now. So one, all of a sudden you're looked at as a leader because you have a microphone, you have a lot of subscribers on YouTube or this platform, that platform. Okay. Two, they know who the primary one is, especially for black people, which is Farrakhan. Bar none, doesn't matter who agrees or disagrees. Mm-hmm. They know exactly who that one is. If there's one, you got to choose the one with the belt. That's him. Mm-hmm. But they're looking at everybody else right now to see who potentially can be influential. And so they look at the social media influencers now. That's why they call them influencers. Even with how social media was constructed, the way they constructed it by giving you followers. Followers. Psychology is one of the largest areas when it comes to who they pay in the U.S. government. Psychologists, because they study the psyche of the people. So you think you are somebody because you have followers. You don't have no followers. You have people who admire you, maybe, but you're followers, meaning they are going to do what you do. They're going to listen to your instruction. They're going to go behind you and take your steps. Most people are not willing to do what they see others doing, who they admire, right? So I just want to clear that up real quick, but that's the game. They gave you followers because now it will blur the lines around who really is a leader and who is not. So I noticed that and I said, well, no, they have to character assassinate because they no longer have to really physically assassinate because they've already destroyed the mindset of the people. It's real simple. Right. You go after a person's mind, then you saturate the neighborhoods with different chemicals in the food, chemicals in the water, chemicals in the air. Then, of course, you introduce certain drugs to the community. You toss in some alcohol, you spice that up, mix it all around, diseases, all of this kind of stuff. At a certain point, the people overall are in a position where, good, we got high blood pressure, we got diabetes, we got these different cancers. Good. We're letting them take themselves out in a way where they accept it. They're killing themselves slowly. Good. We don't have to worry about an insurrection or someone rising up. We don't have to worry about that because a lot of you are not even in control of your own eating habits. Right. You ain't disciplined enough to come against me. Nigga, you can't stop eating a burger. That's how this enemy works. Yeah. He looking at you, rah. Right. Hey, y'all wanna go to KFC real quick? He like, I got that nigga. Good show. Go ahead and get that chicken. Right. Yeah, no, serious. Right. And we don't pay attention to that. That's why I get sick and tired of hearing people when they talking so much saying, I'm the one, I'm the this, I'm the. It's like, brother, y'all don't study no history. You ain't nothing. We have not built like those of our ancestors who came before us have built at a time where they had less technology, less access to things, and they did more. So we don't need to be running around here with this little badge because we got a few numbers on his networks that he gave you.
They can be taken away.
They can be taken away like this. I've watched it happen multiple times. So to a degree, how free are you really? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes. Don't
overestimate yourself when you're on this enemy's platforms and think you something now. Get up and speak out against him and watch exactly how quick that water dry up. That's my point. So the physical assassination doesn't necessarily need to happen because they've already taken us out in those other areas. Gotcha. But they're still watching. Yeah. They're still very watchful. Always know your enemy's watching. We refer to him in Farrakhan first to him as the universal snooper. But he's still Satan, bro. He's still the devil. But he in here right now. How many of us got our smartphones on us? Boom.
Right. Let's watch.
Okay, come on now. Everything. He watching you. What you watch?
He's taking pictures every 5 seconds.
Oh, right? Come on, man.
Yeah. Y'all ever seen that movie, They Clone Tyrone?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Perfect example of what you're speaking of.
That's a perfect example. That was a great documentary.
Yeah.
That's a great documentary.
Break it down.
Come on, man.
Let's hope the uprising happens, though.
Break it down.
documentary. They cloned Tyrone. Well, first off, when I saw that, I said, okay, well, does it exist? Yes, it does. That's number one. Number two, they use...
Wait, you said it does exist, talking about the cloning?
Cloning does exist. Oh, for sure. But not in the way that people think they have a completely, one person who was a complete, carbon copy of that person, because you can't copy a soul.
Right.
Okay, a spirit of a person that goes into this animated form of a body. So it's not what people think entirely. But it does exist. If they can clone meat, which they do.
Fish, chicken.
Fish, chicken, they're cloning monkeys. They're cloning...
They clone appendages.
Rats.
Without, you don't even need the whole body.
Yeah, so those are just steps going toward the ultimate goal, which is to clone a full human being. So some people believe it exists. I haven't found the proof that it exists in that complete way. But that movie or documentary is giving you an idea. The step was, I believe they got him addicted to, what was it, the chicken?
Yes. It was
Something in the chicken.
Chicken made him happy.
It was the fried chicken, too.
Chicken made him happy.
The chicken
We
made him
know
happy.
that. Chicken made black folks happy. I think it's Popeyes right now that is now coming out saying, we don't make sense, we make chicken. I said, if that's not the most racist goddamn... Really? Yeah, I know. Yeah, see, it's hard. Y'all can laugh, but you know it's terrible. Love that chick. Just oh
Like
my
the whole
Subliminal suggestion.
brother.
the
I
whole
don't know if it's
Jefferson's
subliminal.
accent on it. You know what I mean? Love that chicken for Popeyes.
Louisiana, too.
But I hate that shit.
Oh, that's
I
insulting.
hate
as hell.
that.
Man.
Here we go.
No, that's good.
Here we go. Here we
It's
go.
insulting, man. But
But
that's the point. So they put the basic things that we know. Okay, y'all eat chicken. We know that. Boom. This is what's happening here. Drugs. Got it. Okay, this is all real stuff. Okay, so it doesn't need
The
too much
hair
recognition.
product made
hair
people
product.
The hair products.
forgetful
Come
and
on now.
complacent.
Fibroids from those hair products and all that kind of stuff. All this stuff is very real. But when they looked at it, I said, oh, because if you can get a man to hate himself, hate his people, be willing to kill himself on sight easily, well, you just cloned yourself in him. He doesn't have his mind anymore. He has yours.
He has your ideals.
He has your mind now. So we are the white man that we have hated. We have become him. Who else can just kill one of their own people easily? Deep breath, pff, bomb, done deal. But a devil. You can't tell me you have love for your people and just do that. Now, again, for whatever reason I get it, I get all kinds of reasons. Well, that's the one that did this, and I get all of that, bro. But to be very honest with you, we have all the smoke for each other and none for this open enemy. Something don't make sense here.
Right.
You got all the smoke for one another. But who put us here? Why are we in this condition? It's your ignorance of this system that continues to perpetuate our condition. It's our ignorance of it. So the movie was really them laughing. I get tired of watching movies like that.
Yeah.
But we're so conditioned. It's normalized now. We laugh at all that dumb nigga. Ha, ha, ha. But that really happens.
Right.
That's really happening right now. But we're so used to it. Man, hey, resist another day, bro. So come on. I mean, what we're going to do? How about you change it, at least in your house? Start there. Start in your apartment. Start where you are. I'm not saying go out here and try to change the whole world. Just start where you are, what you can control. And then from there, other people will see the example. You're not doing that no more. Damn, you stopped doing that. Okay, all right, I feel you. And watch people look at you because they want to see, is he really serious about what he's doing now? Because if he changed, then I know I can change. Then that will duplicate. Then that will duplicate. Then that will duplicate. Then the cloning of Tyrone will be in a way that the enemy can't benefit from anymore, but that God can benefit from, and he can use us to help our people. That's how we have to do it.
I agree with that.
Simple.
There was a brother in my neighborhood that I looked up to because he was tough, and he had pull in the neighborhood, and he converted. He took on some strong beliefs, and I saw the change in him, and it made me realize that I can have that same change also. So I agree with that, 100%. But I do need to know, what is your stance on soul playing?
On Soul Plane. Oh, man. Soul Plane was interesting. That was interesting because it wasn't just a concept. It actually happened. I mean, we had a black man, I believe, in Atlanta who owned an airline. That has happened. I believe there's a sister in South Africa right now who owns an airline. Like, this does exist. It has existed before. So
But it didn't have gold rims.
they didn't have gold rims out of that. No, we got exaggerated. That was funny as heck. That was hilarious. But I love us, bro. I don't judge us too much because I understand our condition. So we got to laugh at our pain, man. We ignorant. So we got to be funny with it sometimes. And there's a lot of us who are not ignorant. See, we have to show the balance too. So it's not all one thing. No, But the movie was funny. All of that was hilarious to me. But then again, I said, no, we really need to go ahead and do that. There are too many millionaires and billionaires that we have. We should have airlines, banks, grocery stores, transportation systems. What the hell are you waiting for? Oh, I'm nervous about what? It's 2023. What are you afraid of now? I don't get it. I'm really trying to figure this out. Just give me a reason. What's up? You put $1 million down. They put 10 million. Y'all put 20 million. Okay, go into a contract. What, you got to put a white face in front to make it happen? I get it. I mean, business-wise, I get it.
Yeah.
Realistically, sometimes. I get that too. Okay, got it. Okay, y'all got the few ones who want to say the N-word around you. Yeah, use them. Get it done. Whatever you feel is comfortable for you. Okay, but stop making excuses and stop not getting it done. Because those of us, if we did have it, yeah, we could make it happen, being strategic. But stop acting like we don't have it. That's my only thing. Don't act like, brother, you walking around here with a chain that's worth $1 million. You wearing $500,000 on your neck, 18 million on your wrist. And you telling me, Floyd.
Oh, yeah.
$18 million watch. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Just a watch. Okay. You could change a lot of lives with that. Industry with that. Mm-hmm. It'll flip quick at 18 million. Yes.
Yeah, we need to debunk that, because what are you putting in this little space that's worth 18 million? I need to know.
Why in the fuck are you asking me?
I need to know. We need to figure that out. Like,
please.
Right.
Oh, please research it, because it shocked me the way it shocked you. The point is, there is no reason. There is no logical reason.
Right.
But who you go to purchase it, oh, they give the customer what they want.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to hike that price up. Yeah. Can't nobody else get this. You know, you need to watch an old video called How to Sell to the Negro. It's in the 1960s. Mm-hmm. They did a video instructing stores on how to sell to the Negro. They said, make him feel like he's exclusive. Mm-hmm. Make him happy about it. Make him feel like he can't afford it. Put it behind the glass. Say, no, don't even worry about looking over there. This is something that's around your budget.
That's a fact.
You mean I can't afford that? What? I'll give me that. It's in your whole check. Sell your house for a jacket.
Put on layoff.
Anything.
Yeah. How
to sell to the Negro. You watch that, you're going to be like, they really did this. Yes, they did. They were very serious. Because why? Because it works. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah.
Get mad at yourself for buying.
We the top consumers.
And we are the top consumers.
The new cheat code is send a Dominican chick out. Oh, Poppy, you can't afford this, Poppy.
That's a New York special. That's funny.
Yes, I can.
I'm on the flex.
Just because you're here. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
It's
But
serious.
how? All right, I hear what you're saying. We're here. We have these millionaires. We have these people in place. We should all band together.
Those who are like-minded, at least.
Right.
At least those who are like-minded.
Like-minded.
Which will be fewer than what we expect,
Right.
but they'll get the job done.
But as a strategist, just considering that, what is the enemy's response?
Number one, make sure the people in your circle are not working for the enemy themselves. Meaning, even if they don't know, due to our ignorance, we're working for the enemy. You push things that this system is selling. You don't know what's in this, but you're pushing it because you think it's good.
Right.
You were told it's good, so you're going to push it. No, what you just did was push something and endorse something that's very horrible. But it came from this enemy, man. It must be this. Oh, I ain't trying to take too much time to look into it. Then stop talking about it. Don't run your damn mouth and promote to the people something that you know nothing about.
But what do you say about the guy who knows there's some bullshit? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take this check and I'm gonna put it back into my neighborhood.
Oh, please, we dealing with a different type of individual here. Okay.
No, because recently I saw an interview where Snoop Dogg was talking about the liquor brands that he endorses. And as he's rolling his blunt, he said, I don't drink none of that shit. Mm-hmm. I'm here to get the money. And I know what he does in his community. Mm-hmm. So what do you say about those type of movements?
That type of behavior it's not proper. It's just not proper. Integrity is a word that we got to look up. Mm-hmm. Thoroughly.
And we're back.
We got
integrity.
We got to look at integrity, but discipline is one. Integrity is another, right? We have to, because this is it's a stamina thing. Your intellectual stamina, your stamina of integrity. Some of us get weak, fighting, trying to do it the right way. Man, I'm tired of being struggling. Poor righteous teachers. Man, I'm tired of.
Right. Some people are still taking the bus.
Yeah.
During the whole Rosa Parks thing.
No, really. I mean, you know, it depends on how you're built, really. And it's individual by individual. Everyone's not the same. So I won't fault one for going after theirs, but to what degree when you are potentially sacrificing others to get what it is that you want. If you just want to go and you sacrifice yourself, you do you. But if you're going to sacrifice us, now I have a problem with that. Because now you're going to damn them to a life or potentially removing their life or anything that negatively affects their life in some kind of way, just for you to say, well, I got mines. Do you. YOLO. Like, no. We're not doing that no more.
So there's mercy for the ignorant.
To a degree.
There you go.
To a degree.
To a degree.
Where does it stop?
When you know damn well what you are doing and you do it intentionally.
To the detriment of other
To the detriment of other people. As I said, once you are doing what you intentionally are doing, what you know is wrong, and it's to the detriment or the negative circumstance of everybody else, you're sacrificing others now. See, again, if you do it for yourself and it's just to you and it's going to only affect you, okay, that's your decision to do something for yourself. But if you're going to sacrifice others, okay, now you must be corrected. And it's like, well, who are you to say that? We represent the people. Because ain't no Chinese person at a certain level just going to be able to get out here and do things that go against Chinese culture and ideals. Jewish people don't just get out there and just say whatever and do whatever if it's going to sacrifice their Jewish brethren or sister. Indians don't just do that. Not when they get to a certain level.
Right.
See, that's when you start looking at, well, I'm an individual. I ain't no leader. No. Hold up. You decided to be a leader the moment you decided to start doing things outside of your own damn mirror. Now you're outside. Now you're on camera. Now you're in front of people. They coming to see you. Whatever it is you're doing, you're singing, you're dancing, you're rapping, you're acting, modeling, whatever it is. Okay, now you're affecting other people. So what you're doing influences them. The little girls watching you, they're going to do what you do. The little boys watching you, they're going to do what you do. They love you. Okay, take responsibility for the lives in your hands. Or else shut up and go back in the damn house, dance, sing, rap, act, chop, whatever. Do it in your own mirror.
Well, I feel like you're talking to Kanye for some reason. I just get that feeling.
Oh, here we go.
Just get that feeling.
That is funny. You know what? I like our brother. I love our brother.
Yeah, I do.
Love our brother.
You love Kanye.
Love Kanye. Well,
but I think,
hey, brother. But I do have something to say on that one. I mean, well, go ahead if you have questions.
I think getting to that level, you kind of stop seeing your people. And then what do you do when you have that much ambition, but the area that you're pushing through to, we're not up there?
Very good question. You have to reconnect with your people, at least those whom you trust that are on the ground. When people say you need to get grounded, when people say, man, I didn't even know you was that down to earth, you're relatable. All of those words mean something dealing with being on the same plane, the same footing as others. Okay, you got disconnected because you were allowed to be disconnected. One thing I can't stand is when certain artists or celebrities, they get up to a certain level, then they start speaking down on their people. When it's like, Negro, you was just down here with us last week. In the same bracket, same tax bracket, you was living in the same borough, bro. We was just eating around the corner. What are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? You forgot where you came from. That's when they get their inward wake-up call. Eventually, you have to remain connected, however you got to do it. You got to come around every now and then just so you don't forget what it feels like. That way you can have a connection to your heart, to your people, to let you know, no, I'm doing this for them. All right? I'm doing this for them. Now, I may go in here, sing and dance, whatever, a little bit, if that's what you decide to do.
Right.
But you kicking it back. You supporting the programs, the organizations. Do it quietly. I know a lot of them that do. And shout out to those that do, because a lot of them do.
But I could give you statistics on rappers that go back to their neighborhoods and what happens to them.
No, that too. That's why I said you got to be smart about it. How you do it, what best fits you, depending on what neighborhood you come from, depending on what borough, what hood, what area, you know best, or you should, how you can contribute, how you can help your people without compromising yourself. Because when people say, man, never leave the hood, yeah, I fully agree with that. But when it comes to never leaving, it's more so your influence that shouldn't leave. You may have to go out of the neighborhood for the simple fact that, hey, our people in the jungle right now, we got to eat. And you got a fat plate up there.
Right.
Sorry, I love you, but I'm out of my mind right now.
I got to get mine.
I'm out of my pockets. I'm out of my mind. I got 3 miles to feed. Sorry, bro. You eating.
Desperation.
It's a very real situation that a lot of people don't want to face. Well, they did it to themselves, or black people this. No. See, people don't live in reality. Too many people on the internet in particular.
Right.
Because you don't just tell a whole group of hungry, starving people, it's all your fault. Wait a minute. Sure. To a degree, I get it maybe. But these little babies, I'm here now. Yes, I made some mistakes. I didn't know what I know now. So just damn me to hell. I can't stand people like that. Self-righteous. You just so above everybody else when you was making the same damn mistakes your damn self.
Right.
And now your people are damn in this condition where you eating yours, you fat now. Okay. You're begging for somebody to come get at you. You're begging for it.
Right.
Because you refuse to humble yourself and realize, wait a minute, there are still people who are not eating while right now you at a full buffet. So if you can feel that, then people will know that you feel that because they constantly will see your influence. They're like, oh, damn, this bro got a whole company right here. They give out plates every week. They giving out clothes and wow, all the needs that you know we have. Mm-hmm. You know we got needs out here, not enabling the people, but providing, we got job training here, credit repair, daycare, train. I mean, wow, because you remember, no, I went through all these problems. So that means I need to address each one with a solution. I got the money. Let me go ahead and kick it through this organization to that one so that they can set some things up. I may not be able to do it every week, but I'm going to do it every month, do something here, and I'm going to check in. Hey, my people good down there? You know, I'm from Brooklyn, right? Or you know, I'm from Compton. Hey, did they get that? They got their meals? All right, good. I'm just checking. It can be done, but if you are not connected to your people, you connected to them. And when you connected to them, they don't want you to be connected to your people.
Right.
Just stay up here. In relation to our brother Kanye, there's a whole bunch of layers to that. But I will tell you one major thing that people don't look at, which is a very dangerous situation. That brother was on psychotropic drugs. It's a clear, very blatant thing that he said. If you don't know what those do to you, don't talk. Tyrese was another victim of that. He was on Rexulti. Scientific name is brexpiprazole. What these drugs do.
What are they treating?
Let me make it very clear.
Okay.
What they're saying they were treating.
Yeah.
Schizophrenic depression. You know, because after Kanye's mother passed.
Never the same.
Come on, bro. If you've ever lost a mother, and if you were connected to your mom like I was connected to my mother, you are forever changed. You can do your best, but there's something in you it's just different. That was his best friend, his A1. That crushed this man. Now people are like, man, you capping for no. Sit down and really feel for people for once in your damn life. Just because ain't nobody felt for you doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel for others. Don't put that on everybody.
Right.
That brother was devastated. After that happened, they put him on psychotropic drugs. Do any of y'all know what these do to you? Mm-hmm. The common effects of these drugs, from Thorazine, Wellbutrin, Adderall, Zyprexa, you name it. As I said before, Rexulti, that Tyrese is on. Suicidal thoughts, homicidal tendencies are the classics of these drugs. They inspire you to think like this.
That's the stuff that they say real fast in the commercial.
All day long. They say it toward the end of the commercial, saying while the person is, exactly, mowing the lawn, playing with their dog. Yeah. Side effects may include, shrinking ears. Your nose may fall off. Your toes might shrivel up.
The suicidal thoughts, that's the thing that bugs me out. Like, okay, so if I want to get rid of my acne,
come on, brother.
I gotta deal with suicidal thoughts,
brother.
Oh, my skin is so clean, but I just want to hang myself,
yo, brother. Like, what? This is real. Crazy. This is real, and they make so much money, and they have zero cures. Over half of the people in America, to give y'all an understanding as to why so many people are out of their damn mind, is because many of them were chemically made that way. Over half of America, over 150 million people currently are on one or more forms of psychotropic drugs that induce these very thoughts. 22 U.S. veterans commit suicide every day. 22
every day.
Every day. The vast majority of them are on a concoction of these psychotropic drugs from the VA. You went and fought and did this or whatever you thought was you were standing up for America, and then they just toss these drugs at you, and you are a zombie now. Brother, I don't argue with people who really don't know the degree of things. Now, on the other end, Brother Yee, Kanye, love you. Tough love, which is,
there we go.
You got to get the right people around you who will be honest with you, even if you don't like what they're saying. Because a lot of us are an accident looking for a place to happen.
Right.
You got to have the right person around you who will stop you from destroying yourself.
But there's this. I mean,
You got to be willing to. You got to be willing to.
Experiencing success, and I'm nowhere near Kanye's level. It gets fuzzy on who the honest voice is.
And that is where I was going to go next. Make sure to understand that everybody in Hollywood, the vast majority of people who have deals, the vast majority of people who become millionaires or more have handlers around them. I'm going to say this again. They have handlers around them. People who are placed there. Agents exist. Literal agents exist. You are not becoming a multimillionaire in this government and not have an agent around you, at least one. That don't happen.
Yo, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, you can't.
Yo,
knock it off.
Crazy, man.
If I was an agent, I'd be way better at it.
No, you crazy. It's a real thing, man. You gotta know this is how it goes. Like you said, did you expect it? Did you realize? Did you know? This is what history teaches us. The vast majority of our people who reach a certain level or a certain peak, they were betrayed by people close to them.
Right.
Poisoned by those close to them. Betrayed, turned on by people close to them. Who was it that was handling Kanye West for years? It was his trainer by the name of Harley Pasternak, a Canadian agent. Used to work for the Canadian government, specialized in the area of chemistry on how to manipulate a person's emotions to make them feel certain things or not feel certain things, make them want to eat, make them not want to eat. He said this in his own interview, confessing all this. And Harley Pasternak sent a text message to Kanye. I don't know if y'all saw it last year, where he threatened him. He straight up said, look, check this out. I don't want to hear nothing that your dumb friend on Twitter said. But these are some options right here. I can send you back to zombie land again. Say this again to y'all. He said, send you to zombie land again, and playtime with the children will never be the same. I will have you committed. He said these specific words. I told everybody this 3 years ago when they were talking about Kanye. I said, y'all need to know, listen, you need to know who's around these people, because some people, when they get up to a certain level, they only have the people that were placed around them now. That's all they have around them. Right. The person handling the money. Always look at the one handling the money. I'm not, telling you to be skeptical, but I'm telling you to really be mindful. The one handling the money, the one who always handles your schedule. These are the ones who control your life. Be mindful of exactly who's around you. Handlers do exist. And that's the situation with that brother. And that's why he started coming out and he put that text message up, because he started to expose the people who were around him. He said were trying to kill him. And it turns out he was right. He was right. And the people didn't want to listen to, oh, he said this about Obama. Oh, he said this about this person. Yeah, you crazy. You crazy. Yes. Sorry. I'm high on these drugs. I'm trying to be, I don't know the trust. I'm going crazy here. My wife, my children. I don't think any of us know what it feels like to pay $200,000 a month for child support.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Hope to never.
Some brothers paying $2,000 a month is hurting. $200,000 a month. And then you're made to look like this complete and total monster. You look, he's this, he's that. A lot of men, especially black men, which by the way are the #1 suicidal group in America right now, because nobody wants to listen. We supposed to be tough. Bro. You supposed to be, shut up, suck that up, all right? That's it. But we have real issues. We're going through real things. And I try to tell you, and you won't listen. And I'm telling you over and over again, and you're not listening. What do I have to do to get you to listen to me? Then when I go buck wild, now you want to listen, but you calling me crazy.
Right.
I was telling you this in a very calm voice before, in the back room. Man, look, I'm dealing with this. Nigga, you crazy. No, I'm serious, bro. I'm dealing with this.
I'm dealing with a lot of
I'm telling him, come on, man. And then when I go wild,
don't fuck with me today.
I'm telling you. And then that's when the media comes in. But I'm telling you, and Kanye, the thing that he did, he poked the bear and he started to expose the real enemy. He started naming names. He started going after the system. He went there. To all of you artists, and you say you real about it, show your contracts. I was like, brother, I mean, that's the kind of language I have. See, I can say that. But I was like, oh, God. Boy,
that's kind of tough.
No, really. So again, that's where he is. I just pray the brother gets the peace, that he needs and the right people around him. Like we all deserve to have that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Completely semi-agree. But I have a question. When someone in that position is an accident looking for a place to happen, we talked earlier about do what you do for you. However, when you become when you're to the detriment of a large group of people.
Got to be corrected.
What do we do in this circumstances where it's not his fault necessarily? Your trauma isn't your fault. Healing is your responsibility. You dig? It's not his fault. I don't never assault him. I lost my father. I know how that goes.
Still.
However, if I was running around really doing what I felt in those times, I'd be a monster, and someone would have to
take control.
Stop me from doing that. Like, how do you do that with love to someone who is at this level where he can do so much damage, but he's so damaged, and he's in a position to lay waste to so many things and leave people so left? Like,
if you love that person enough, you have to get access to them. See, there are people who can get access, but they just stay away. Oh, I can't touch that. Oh, I can't this. You have a lot of people who are very selfish about it because they're like, yeah, although I do have access to them, I can't go pull up on them. Boom, boom, boom. I don't want to do it because of my reputation. Because now I'm going to be seen with the one who said this about this group, this bank, this, that. And it's like, is that your brother or is it not your brother? Because we're potentially talking about life or death now. I'm not saying go out there on a damn media tour and bring the cameras. I'm saying pull up in the heat of the night, put on 30 hoodies and 10 masks, whatever you got to do.
30 hoodies.
Go in there looking like a straight up alien. Like, who the hell? What is that? Good. So that nobody recognizes you if that's what you need to do. We know how it feels when we got to pull up on that one person who we know is they're not being themselves, like they're not being who we grew up to know them as. And we got to check on them because now they're doing stuff that's not of their norm. Got to pull up. Are you all right? What's going on, man? I saw this. Boom, boom, boom. That's real love. But some of them are nervous.
Yeah.
I've talked to a number of them. And I told them, everything you're saying, I hear you. But I can't get past the fact of how weak you're being. Who are you afraid of? So the media is going to try to spin the fact that you went and consoled your brother and gave him a hug. You know the media is not trusted by the people for the vast majority. We can be controlled by the media on certain topics. But if they see that you went and hugged this brother, and that's it. Yeah, the media can put whatever caption and all that. But if you be like, no, I went because I care about this man. And leave it at that. Don't say no other comments. That's it. Let people say whatever the hell they want to say. I don't give a damn. If I could access that brother, I would sit down with him and really talk to him. And not just that, but you got to address the nutritional side. Because when you get on those drugs, your body chemically is being out of whack. So now you got to get a nutritionist. You got to get an herbalist. You have to get somebody who can get in there and help detox. Which all of us need that. Just so you know, radiation, all these other chemicals, whatnot. But if you love somebody enough, you'll go check on them. If you can't do it, you'll find the person who can. It's just that simple. It's not no excuses. I don't get all that. It's like, what? Okay, your reputation. You ain't got one. Because if I get out and say what the hell you just said to me and I tell the people who said it, your reputation is over. So let me give you this chance to do what the hell you need to do and go check on your brother. The hell you called me for?
I know the Honorable Louis Farrakhan had checked on him on a few occasions.
Absolutely.
On Kanye.
I'm sure, brother, I don't know how many times Kanye has talked to the minister. You know, he made that publicly known. He calls the minister sensei.
Sensei.
Come on, brother. So that's the number one. That's the number one. But again, you know, he's a man. Kanye, you know, he's dealing with what he's dealing with. Again, once you get to a certain point where you're not able to control yourself because of outside interventions. We know how this is. I don't know. I got family who've been on drugs. If y'all ever seen people who got on that stuff and you know how they are, matter of fact, you know them so well and how they get when they on that, they done had the fourth, fifth. Ooh, it's gonna be a long night, y'all. Y'all want to stay here? I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, because you know how Jeffrey get.
But it's scary. It's scary in some instances.
It is. You know, and we gotta be honest with our people, man. We have to love them enough to tell them the truth, but then also be willing to give them a solution to address their problem. And if they want to take it, good. If they don't, hey, they can't say nobody offered it to them.
Right.
They can't say that. They can't say, no, didn't nobody. No. I walked right up to you. I handed it to you. Don't get out here and say, no, just say you were unwilling to take it, because some people don't want help. And that is true too. That's a small percentage, but they do exist. You know, so yeah, that ego is a thing too, but it's just layers to it, brother. When it comes to him and people like him, it's layers to it.
You know what it feels like? It almost feels like you're trying to stop someone who, Jeffrey, who's had that fifth, but he's going to the car.
Yeah.
And he's got the keys.
Yeah.
And we're standing between him and the car. And he keeps pushing past everybody to get to the car.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
I know.
it's me, the door, and you. If I have to knock you out to keep you from getting in the car and potentially not just offing yourself, but now there's everybody else on the road, bro, I cannot not hit you in this moment and put you on the ground.
Sometimes, especially with some of our people, y'all may not like this, but that may be necessary. Because which one brings a better benefit in the outcome? I had to knock Jeffrey out. He gonna sleep good. But he lives. He gonna live. He not even gonna remember getting knocked out. Right. He gonna wake up, got the cover on him. He already up. Good to see you, up, man. Hey, you knocked out early. Don't tell him nothing, y'all. Don't. It's sad because again, our people are hurting, man. Like it's a lot going on.
It just feels like Jeffrey's gonna hate you when he wakes up, though.
If he remembers.
He'll be embarrassed. Somebody videotaped it. Now he's mad at you.
And you know what? Guess what? At that point, this is where the accountability and responsibility comes in.
Okay.
What are you embarrassed about, Jeffrey? What you embarrassed about? Well, you didn't have to hit me. You didn't have to get drunk and get uncontrollable to where you almost took your own life. Or probably somebody else's, Jeffrey. My responsibility as your brother is to want for you what I want for myself. I want to live. I want you to live too. So can you please help us all by not doing what you know is going to lean you into that behavior? Just do that for us. Can you do that?
Yeah, that might not. That conversation might not work.
You see,
it may not. But
not the day after, but maybe 3 days later.
No, exactly. Like we said, if he remembers,
yeah,
more like a month later.
Day after, they ain't trying to hit that shit.
It depends. No, for real. Like I said, it's not easy just talking. Some of y'all like, nah, that ain't. I feel. Look, it's relative. It depends on the person.
Right.
Depends on the situation. Some of us are bigger than our uncles.
Yeah.
He ain't got no choice but to listen. All right, nephew. All right. You know, it happens. But if it's the opposite, where they, at least you made the attempt. And he will respect you. Even if you get embarrassed with it for a while, it's going to take time. Depends on the person.
I gotta confess something. I've been in these positions.
I knew he was going to say this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's why you're going hard about it.
He has no faith in black people, period. He has no faith.
That's not true.
None.
That's not true. That's not true. Killer Mike came at me like that. Like, what do you love about black people?
And I was sitting at home because I missed that episode. I was like, yeah! Get that motherfucker!
Here's the funny part. A little bit later on in the same conversation, he said, yo, the running back's job is to run down the field. Defensive back's job is to push him. Somebody has to play that other position.
Correct.
That the reason why I let it go is because that's me.
Happens.
I don't cheer on the running back. I want you to do better. I want you to do great. I'm not on this everything's great participation trophy. I don't rock like that. And when I push back against black people to the point where Killer Mike is asking me, well, what do you like about black people? Name me something you like about black people.
Right.
There's three things you like about black people.
Dang, I didn't see that episode.
It caught me off guard because I was like, I couldn't really
go watch that episode.
Because I'm like, do I really my only thought was, damn, I come across like, and I had a bunch of, I wanted to, but I was like, wow, I'll really come across like that to you? Like, you really think that's what
That's a good moment to reflect to see if there's truth to it.
It caught me off guard right on the spot. However, a little bit later on, he showed me that I was right because he explains.
Here we go.
He explains my circumstances.
I get you, math. I get you,
bro.
You get it, right?
I get both sides. I get both sides.
Don't help him because he swears I'm anti because I don't
think that you're anti. I just think that you have very little faith. Very little faith in
what?
In black people as a whole, and I don't knock you.
I trust black people to do what they're going to do. I have faith in that. Once you show me what it is, I react accordingly. My whole thing is it's not in me to pander or talk nice to you.
It's not pandering.
It feels like pandering.
But this is where the MECC that has no children becomes like prevalent to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okie dokie.
Sometimes you have to speak up. Sometimes you have to give them something to kind of look up with. You keep telling them, oh, you keep messing up, you never get it right. it gets programmed. You'll never get it right.
I don't say that to people.
Well,
I don't say that to people.
don't make us make a compilation, MECC. Go on and make us make a compilation.
I don't say that.
But sometimes, like, if you just speak hope, you know, it might awaken something that'll cause a change. Like, if this person believes in me, maybe I should start believing in me too.
Okay, takes
You
one.
dig what I'm saying?
Okay, where he's getting that from is we mostly discuss rappers and artists.
Gotcha.
And the way I treat rappers and artists. My thing is I don't believe most of these rappers are artists. I think you're here for the fame. I think you're here for the clout. I think you're here for the money. I think you're here for the look.
Good percentage are.
I am a steward of the culture and the art. So you are anti me. You're in the way. And I don't have any breaks for them. I'm not talking them up because I want you out the way. You're in the way of a Math Hoffa, Champ with his production, KK with his video, Aaron with his singing. You're in the way of real talent. So I don't have any patience or breaks for them. And I'm not going to talk them up. I'd like you to leave. I'm showing you the door.
You know what? Okay, I get that.
Right.
I get both ends of that. Okay, so I'll say it this way because I share that. The only thing with me is I always go to the source of the problem. I don't attack us. I attack it.
Okay.
That way it prevents you from looking like an enemy to your own people. Even when we say black people this, black people that, well, first of all, none of us have met all of us. That's the first thing. It's like black women saying, well, y'all know how y'all niggas are, oh, excuse me, sis. Hey, Brother Rizza, nice to meet you.
I'm different.
We have met all of us, right? You know, same thing. You know all these females. Whoa. You know, brother, yeah, she got you on child support. That one. Not all of them.
Right.
You know, we defeat ourselves quick. That way we walk outside and everybody's Tyrone. Everybody's Keisha. Why? Because we damned all of them to that.
Right.
You never met them. Then you won't have no belief in them at all because, hey, y'all know, man, y'all all blah, 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 blah. That is, I say at times that generalizations are the language of the ignorant because it's easier. Rather than me sitting down and individually learning about you, I'm just going to put y'all all in a blanket statement. Y'all niggas are the same. When it's like, no, that brother clearly is different from that brother. This brother got gifts and talents that this brother may not have. You have gifts and talents that this brother may not have. You compliment each other. Man, that's dope. What's your name? Oh, man, see, that's what we should do. We need to learn more about one another. Right. That way it'll help us to prevent from putting this heat and this energy from this situation on them, on you. Right. That's how we have to do it. I would just say, I would encourage us to do that because, again, although I can't stand the majority of today's so-called rap, I know who is sanctioning that. This enemy is eating off of that. He's letting it, do that. Okay, so I got to go at him.
Right.
I got to go at him. I have to go at the prison industrial complex. I have to go at the producers, not the producers who want to produce good things, but the ones who are pushing what they know is destroying the people, from the beats to the lyrics to all of that. Who is sanctioning this? Who approved it? And it's, so again, that's on one half, and then the artists, because a lot of them genuinely are ignorant.
Right.
They were like, this just me. You just plucked me up out the hood fresh. This is what I was just talking about. You want me to put this on a beat? Okay. You gonna pay me for it? Okay. You have that percentage.
Right.
But then the real art gets drowned out again because it doesn't benefit the momentum of the agenda. That's why you get the real lyricists who get put on the back burner. That's why I love battle rap so much. Because it takes time. You gotta think.
Yeah.
You have to. The biggest
takes
part.
A level of intelligence.
Absolutely. The biggest part of battle. Okay, in battle, you must train for battle.
Right.
You have to sharpen the sword. You gotta make sure the shield work. Your kicks is on point. You gotta make sure all this works before you just go out there. That's not what they're doing for the majority. In battle rap, they're doing that. But out here, just in the classical mainstream, that's not clearly. Because we like, what the hell did I just listen to? It hurts. Turn it off. Right. You know, and it's like, okay. But my deal is I go straight to, who's around that person? See, I know the enemy. I always go to the enemy. I can't attack us. I got to go to the enemy. Sorry. And then bring responsibility to us after we educate one another. Once I give you that knowledge, then if you keep doing it, now you got to be held responsible heavily. You can't come at me. Well, I'm just, no. You ain't just being you. Knock that off. All right, because people dress that up. I'm just being me. No. You're not just being you. Because if I paid you to put on a dress and be modest, I paid you $1 million. You putting it on today. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Sold for sale.
Come on.
Yep.
And that's not all of them.
Right.
But let's make it very clear, this enemy knows what he is doing. So we just got to stop acting as if we need to go and fall into that. We don't. We have enough industries, enough independent artists, groups, businesses, labels, organizations to where we quite literally don't need them anymore. Hollywood is dead. We just need to let it die. Let it. We got enough. Like you said, talk up. I see what a brother is. Mentally, I see. That's why I said, I know exactly where you are. Because I have that same feeling. The only difference is I direct it to the enemy. And then I got to come back and say, now look. Damn, sit down.
Let me tell you what they did to you.
This is what is happening here. All right. Do you know about this? Do you know about 360 deals? Do you know about a death clause in your agreements?
Right.
You die, the label gets the money. Did you know that? Like what? A lot of them don't.
I
know. I'm sure y'all
about that many times.
Come on, bro. But again, it's just something that's repetition. We got to keep.
He'll turn me in. He'll turn me into the bad guy up here.
Oh, Meg, you still.
That's his favorite. That's his favorite thing to do is turn me into the bad guy.
Okay.
However, he'll start off every episode with, "How many demos did you throw away?"
Oh,
you know how long it took me to get him off of that, and then I had to turn it into, "Yo, shout out to this artist that I think is dope. Shout out to these guys and then he brings it back around." Mac, how many checks they giving you saying that these people are dope?
You know what? It's that balance. You need that balance to make a show really, build, because that's
Like Batman and Joker over there.
you need it, man.
The show has to be entertaining.
Solely entertainment.
Right.
I just got hit with the Jay-Z line of the shit.
Now, speaking of entertainment, how much of a role do you think our entertainers, our rappers, our actors play in kind of the detriment of our position?
Music and film and images control the cultural movement of a people and a nation. The image, the music, all of the moving images collectively with the music, the dress code, the fashion, all of it controls and manipulates the mind of the people. As soon as they lock into it, you are writing on them what to do. It's a very deep subconscious thing. So that's why when children look at it, they see it, they start walking the same way, talking the same way, rapping the same way, carrying them Dracos the same way, putting them ski masks the same way. Because the dude who they look up to is doing that. He did that. He's making that much money. Dang. So in order for me to make that much money, I need to do that. It's very simple. How the mind works. It operates as pictures. It's real simple. So the responsibility of the artist is, again, you're not doing it for yourself. You're not. You're not going to a whole packed out stadium to perform for you. They paid to see you, which means, they like you. Slip in some truth. Slip it in there. If that's what you need to do for now, because some people, they need to do they need to get back to being a field Negro and stop being a house nigga. Get out there for a minute. Shake it up for a second. See what happens. The people gonna love it. That's what they don't get. They gonna love it. Oh, you already said. Oh, you see what the media may not. To hell with the media. To hell with them. The people are going to rock with you. As a matter of fact, you're going to sell more. You're going to pack out more stadiums, locations. People are going to be like, yo, did you see what brother did? Man, hey, I rock with him now. Because the people are actually waiting for you to say something that's real, substantive, because they suffering. After they leave your concert, they're going back to the same reality that they're going to. You know they're going to that reality. They're going back to the hell that you gave them a piece from, just a quick, hour or two away from. They're going right back to it. If you say, you know what, shout out to all the single parents, mothers and fathers. Shout out to the married couples. Appreciate y'all. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. Shout out to the security companies and the security guards. Shout out to the barbers. Shout out to the nurses. Shout out to the truck drivers. Shout out to the truckers. Jay, you know how big, how huge? Do y'all get what I'm saying to you?
Truckers.
Do you hear what I'm saying to you?
Because they be on the audio crazy.
Bro.
Shout out to y'all, man.
That's
Shout out to y'all.
That's an army of people.
Yeah.
You start shouting out the people who think you ain't never seen them. You ain't seeing them. You give them a shout out, it makes them say, dang, that brother way up there got all that money and he see me. What does that do? It touches a person deep. You don't even realize sometimes how influential you are as an artist. You don't even think you're that important because probably somebody haven't told you lately how much they love you and thank you. But if you start doing things that have more substance and start really hitting people here where they can feel it, you'll see. Then that's when you become an artist. Mm-hmm. You become that. An artist is the most dangerous person on the planet.
Yeah.
The most dangerous. That's why the enemy is so heavily invested in making sure you controlled and contained. Just keep going over here. Don't. Stay over here. No, he's the radical. Don't. It's the black power dudes. Come over here. Stay over here. Now them bean pies. Don't eat
That's
bean
corny.
pies.
Yeah, that's corny. They're not relevant.
No, that man.
Yeah.
No, they do it. I've watched an artist literally get guided physically by somebody away from me. And the artist looked and pushed the person off and was like, hey, it's my guy. I didn't do it. I said, I can easily just grab you, but I'm not gonna do that. Cool. Seriously, they just. But they that's how they're getting done.
Right.
They're getting blocked, and they're being applauded for doing crazy stuff. But remember this: if you got to get high and drunk to do something, then that more than likely is not the thing you should be doing.
Word.
That's why you get high and drunk before you go ride on somebody. You get high and drunk before you stab somebody. You get high and drunk before you go and break into a store. That's what you got to lower your consciousness and your awareness.
That's a terrible way to start those things. Just letting you know, man. I don't know if you got OGs in your hood.
That's a fact,
but
man.
that's no good, my guy.
That's a
That's
fact.
no good. Yeah.
That's a fact.
We should probably take a break.
Yeah, let's take a 5-minute break. All right, we back again. I've seen you speak on this topic a couple of times, and I wanted to get to see if I could get some more in-depth information on it. UFOs.
Haha. Yes, sir. We refer to them as the wheel. Number one, baby planes, the smaller ones, 1,500 roughly of those. Now, I'm not the expert anywhere near on this. That would be Brother Elia Rashad Muhammad, also Brother Demetric Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, and of course, Brother Dr. Wesley Muhammad. If anyone wants to get more in depth, please watch their lectures on it where they break down in detail. We really don't want to believe certain things, right? Real simple. The U.S. government has finally, just last year, admitted, yes, they exist. Yes, we've had documentation on them for a long time. We didn't want to let y'all know about it. All right, yes. Okay, yes,
Right.
yes, fine. Men in Black, Independence Day, all right. All right,
So
it's not too far-fetched entirely. I want people to look up something called the Battle of L.A., a real situation that happened over 45, over 50 years ago. In LA, right off the coast of Playa del Rey, down at the end of the 105 by the LAX airport, where they were shooting in the sky at a wheel-like object right off the beach coast, shooting at it. Couldn't hit it, trying to figure out what the hell that was. This actually happened in real life. You'll see old newspaper clippings and everything. It went through different parts of that coast, went all the way down through Signal Hill, Long Beach, and disappeared right off the coast of Long Beach. Now, that was over 50 years ago. Okay?
50 years ago.
Or 50 years ago.
Right. That was when Eisenhower was president or something.
Absolutely. You have presidents who said they were going to declassify the information on UFOs. Multiple individuals. Jimmy Carter was one of them, who said if he becomes president or in his presidential candidacy, he's going to do that. That would be one of the things he'll do. I think Nixon was also one, I believe. But for sure, Jimmy Carter. So they knew about it. Area 51 and all that. Yeah, sure. Even Obama opened his mouth and he said, I think I'm the first president to admit that Area 51 actually exists.
It is,
I guess he slipped up and said it at a dinner.
It's the impression that I'm laughing
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Bro, so it exists. It's just the narrative or the classic story isn't what it is. All right, how they said tall green men, big heads, big eyes, blah, blah, blah. Same thing they say about the pyramids, right? They want to take everything away from the original people that create things. If I were to say, well, the people who control those things look like us, some of us will believe it. Some of us will be like, I knew it right now. Somebody's going to say it right now.
I'm one of them.
Right?
I'm one of them. Yeah.
Because, realistically, we are the original architects. We are capable of doing said things.
Right.
So don't devalue yourself. That's my point. If we can create all kinds of different forms of technology, which we have, then it is possible. So that's something I think people should do more research on because they do exist. We call it the mother wheel. It's not on no spooky conspiracy theorist type stuff. I'm very specific about what I'm saying. Half a mile by half a mile. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was arrested and they took the original drawings of it that we believe God taught him about that specific contraption in the sky, a human-built city, is what we believe. Then the Bible talks about it. Ezekiel 3:17. In different parts of the Bible talks about it. Different historical books talk about it, and a whole lot of documentaries talk about it. Over 40 other countries have exposed and have released their documents saying, yes, we saw them here. Yes, we saw them over here. Yes, these people, all of them have different accounts of seeing boom, boom, boom. I've seen, not to be funny with y'all, I literally, okay, now, these are prescription. All right? But I'm not that bad. My eyesight's not too bad. I have seen with my own 2 eyes, bro, in the sky, and I said, okay, I know I'm not tripping. And the way they move was very interesting to me because they move in a way that no modern built contraption can move.
Where was this at?
Forward, backward. Last time I saw was at 10-10-15. It was at the 20th year anniversary of the Minuteman March in Washington, D.C. 2015. I was on the steps of the Capitol looking at the ocean of over 400,000 people. Right up there. Clear as day, bro. I said, all right, I know I'm not tripping. Because I was on post, so I'm supposed to be, you gotta be on post and watch it. I looked, I was like, I know I'm not tripping. Woo, woo, woo. I said, all right, no, not a drone. All right, like, let's get this clear. I knew exactly what I was seeing. And it wasn't the first time and it wasn't the last. So again, it just depends on how strong your intelligence is, how strong your belief of a possibility is. So I'm not saying, you just got to believe it. No, don't just take my word for it. Again, go do your research on everything I'm saying and you look at it. But it's not the classical story that they told us. Little green men, tall green men, okay, come on. Right. It's a little closer to home, I would say, than that.
What do you say in reference to people saying that we're living in a simulation? Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
I've heard about that. The earth is flat. We're living in a dome. They control everything. Okay, well, they're controlling everything to a degree for sure. Food, water, clothing, all that. Mental manipulation for sure. The living in a simulation. Okay, I can take that in layers. Metaphorically, absolutely. Metaphorically, absolutely, because over 75% of the human population is not in present time, mentally. You still stuck arguing with your baby mama. You stuck on that situation. You stuck in the fact that you didn't even want to put that cash in the bank account because you knew that bill was going to snatch it. You stuck in that, right? So you're on the train, you think about all this other stuff. You're not mentally where you are physically. You're gone. You're somewhere else. So in a simulation, yes, I would agree metaphorically, figuratively. But literally, I'll say it this way as well. There is a lot of programming taking place. Social media, television, etc. We are heavily programmed. I'm talking about in a way where most people could not even understand. Right. There's a reason why the United States government and military contract with Hollywood. Say this one more time. There's a reason why the United States government and military contract with Hollywood. Because they know I'm not spending 15, 20, 30, 40, $100 million in my movie budget just to pay for people to act, just to make you laugh. That's not what I'm doing. Mental manipulation machines are what movie theaters are because you can wholesale program an entire group of people at one time with one thought, one behavior, one specific set of programs. You can do that. You use sound. People who are in movie production will tell you this. You use sound, use certain tones of images, and you use certain vibration of tone to inspire certain things. The dog gets shot. That's when the violin comes in. Oh my God! And the violin keeps because that is pulling at that part of the mind, pulling at this part of the mind. It's very scientific. So the programming is very real. Yeah. But as far as what a lot of people, the classical, I'm gonna just say this because if you can't prove it entirely, maybe you should pull away from it and actually find the actual facts. You can find things that prove what you're saying, but if you get kind of out there, because some of our people, you get way out there, brother. Like, okay, now, just and all that stuff. Yeah. So you want to stick to the things that you can prove for the most part. Right. And a lot of people are like, well, there's no way to prove it. It is, but don't be lazy intellectually. Find it. This stuff is out there. I mean, it's in books, it's in documentaries. There's a lot of people, a lot of whistleblowers. I'm gonna tell you all this. Everybody in the comments, please comment the word whistleblower. Start looking them up because they're revealing things from inside the government. Yeah. That's why they go into whistleblower status to get protected because they are exposing things that they know they will be killed for exposing. That's what a whistleblower is. I cannot hold this. I have to tell the people. Edward Snowden is one of them. Right. Yeah. I cannot hold this. I must tell. How are we doing this to the people and they don't know? No, I can't. I have to tell the people this. Well, that's why he's still in Russia.
Well, how do you check the validity of the whistleblowers?
Well, normally the whistleblower, they're pretty thorough with they're pretty thorough. I will say the problem is they fall under the control of the media and how the media spins what they say. And the people sometimes fall for what the media says because they're very convincing. So sometimes.
Give me an example.
Well, I like what Edward Snowden, for example. Oh, he's a terrorist. He's a traitor. He told the American people they are recording every phone call. They're recording this many text messages every day, this many emails, this many. He went down. It's like, wait, what? I'm talking about. He came out in detail when people did not have detail. Just to make just blanket statement. Y'all know they're recording. Okay, yeah, but no, this many, this organization, this is the name, this is the location. Mm-hmm. It's like, whoa. He came out with every specific, so much so to where he said, no, I have to leave the country. They're going to kill me if I stay here. I have to go. So he sought asylum in Russia. They allowed him to come in because he was giving up all of this information. They're like, you're a traitor because now our enemies know our tactics. Well, he's like, yeah, but you shouldn't be doing this to your own people because you're a traitor to the people. Right. See what I'm saying? It's a catch-22. It is. Right. It is, but so I get it. I get from what the government says about that to him, but then again, I get what he says. Which one is to the detriment of the people or to the betterment of the people? Which one is better? So there are a lot of whistleblowers who come out and reveal a lot of things that it's hard for people to believe it. It is.
The reason I asked about the simulation thing is because the thought was introduced to me weeks ago, right? And I just kind of waved it to the side, but then we went to Colorado, right? And we were in Boulder, Colorado, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we drove through this nice towns, nice and clean. The town was just well thought out, architecturally. And we stopped because I was like, yo, I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? So we got out, we parked, got out the car, and we're walking through Broadway. And it just seemed like something from The Sims. I swear to God, like everybody was walking at the same pace. It was like, 99% white people, most in the same age range, right? All basically doing the same things, but the way they were moving,
robotic.
I just stopped for a moment and I was just like, yo, y'all see this? I told the KK and Aaron, y'all see how this looks? This is like a simulation.
That is different, and that does exist. That does exist, for sure. That does exist. That kind of stuff does exist, where you have a cultural setup where this is, at this time they do this, at that time they do this, at this time they do this. The city knows it, or this county knows it. Everybody knows that's what we do.
Right.
That kind of stuff, that's more so of a cultural setup, where the people live out their lives according to that specific set of rules and guidelines. They do that. Like over in the Middle East. In many parts of the Middle East, every single time for prayer, the adhan goes out on the speakers.
Right.
Stores, you stop where you are for those moments for prayer. Dudes at the store, they pull out their prayer rug and start praying right there. That's the norm. Some people will go there and be like, this, you see this?
I see what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the cultural norm. It's a religious and cultural norm. But then they'll come out here and they see the crazy stuff we do and they're like, y'all see this? That kind of stuff does exist. But the simulation that I hear people talking about is more so like, no, this is not a real world. We're in the Matrix.
Gotcha.
We are figuratively, metaphorically in the Matrix for sure. But I'm not strapped into no damn machine. See, like we got to get this. Hey, now, come on. God dang. We got to, brother, you was right there. You was right there. And you
went over.
You went over, so.
All right. They say in war, you have to think like the enemy.
Yes.
I want to ask you some questions from the perspective, I want you to answer from the perspective of the elites or the people who do set up these programs to keep our people down. Why depopulate the earth?
Too many people are not going to abide by what we want them to do, so therefore we have to get rid of those who will not comply. Simple. They're a problem. As you said, get them out of the way. They're going to influence the others, and therefore the others are going to come together, and they're going to come against us. The Holy Quran says it, the Bible says it, it's mathematics. We have to get the people, troublemakers, revolutionaries, etc., out of the way, deal with those who will comply. Simple. 3 or 4 billion people roughly is the estimated number that they say they want to get rid of. 3 to 4 billion.
Hate that my quote is being used on that one. Get him out of the way.
That's a lot.
National Security Study Memorandum 200, for those who need some references. Oh, he's just talking. Okay, NSSM 200. Specifically, that was authorized under President Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford. It was written by Dr. Henry Kissinger, the 32nd Secretary of State under President Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford. He stated, quote, depopulation should be the highest priority of U.S. foreign policy towards the third world, end quote, 1974. It was supposed to be for foreign policy, but they started to do it locally as well. They had 13 nations originally on there, where they said these are the nations that have to adopt our birth control policies, our GMO foods, and different things before we can give them aid. If they have a hurricane, if they have an earthquake, in order for them to receive help from us, you need to adopt these policies and put them in your government right now. Then we will go ahead and help you. That was way back then. Still what America does to this very day. And that's just one. Global 2000 is another one. I can keep going, but those are two major ones that were adopted as official policy. Jimmy Carter, Richard Nixon, Zbigniew Brzezinski. Read the book, The Grand Chessboard. Zbigniew Brzezinski stated, quote, in earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people than to physically kill 1 million people. But today it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than it is to control, end quote.
You heard? Do your homework.
That was the advisor to the president.
Okay. This technology exists that controls the weather and earthquakes.
HARP is the organization that uses that technology, for sure. Aside from HARP, that deals with weather modification, weather control, cloud seeding, where they inject certain things into the clouds to make them rain down with certain chemicals or whatnot, whatever it is they inject. Outside of that, you have direct energy weapons. It's another thing that people in the military know about. DEW, DEW weapons, or direct energy weapons, where they shoot laser beams, for example, to start fires, where they have military tank-like vehicles that they use for rapid response to break up riots, where they have these huge metal plates that come up on the top of the vehicle. It sends a controlled laser beam onto the plate. It bounces off into a large crowd, and it makes you feel like your skin is boiling. Right? That's a direct energy weapon. This is a very high grade of thing that they do, and they're very advanced. Aside from that, you have something called DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency. It's part of the U.S. government that deals with robotic technology, robotic snakes, robotic dogs, robotic mosquitoes, robotic hummingbirds, robotic bees, robotic flies, all these different things. They have it. They've been had it for a long time. They've been utilizing it quite well.
It's probably what them little red bugs that came out of nowhere are.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
real talk.
Those bugs that they saying there's an influx of them in the country and you got to kill them as soon as you see them.
Mm-hmm.
They came out of nowhere. I've never seen them.
I don't think they tell you to kill their
I mean, that's what the news said.
Machinery, bro.
But they came out of nowhere.
Like, yo, run the budget up.
Right.
Yo, I don't know, man.
They do exist, though, brother.
No,
they exist.
But those things those bugs destroy crops, and people believe they were sent here by another nation that I won't mention because y'all not gonna get me caught up in this bullshit.
Good job. Good job.
I mean? Why keep the black man down?
Because we'll take the planet back righteously. Righteously. Not the way y'all did it. And that's where the hate comes from. And by the way,
now, when you say righteously, do you mean righteously?
Oh, here we go.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm gonna address that. That is funny.
That is that GPS said we were going with that conversation.
Funny right there.
Me and my man, we had a hits blunt moment.
Yeah.
And he came up with this thing. He was like, "Yo, bro, they gotta do something to us, because we will literally fuck niggas out of existence."
This is a fact. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, who said that white people, particularly the evil racist white folks at the top who control this thing, are fighting against genetic annihilation. In her book, The ISIS Papers, she talks about that the real thing that this white man is trying to fight against is his existence being over. They are now dying faster than they're being born. In roughly every state, their birth rates are dropping tremendously. More of them are dying than are actually being born in the majority of states. I had something on CNN called The Vanishing White American. Wrote about it in my book as well, chapter 6 on depopulation. They talked about how, quite literally, more and more every year, other demographics of people are having more children. And that is something that if you look at it, let's say you are a white man, the races he would do at the top, not every single one of them, but let's just say at the top, my existence is becoming smaller here. I want to keep the power and control that I own, this company, this empire, etc. And I want to give it to my son, grandson, etc. But my granddaughter's with Tyrone now. Hope y'all hear what I'm saying to you.
Right.
Bill Gates' daughter is messing with a brother.
Right. So is a Rothschild.
You're right. Yeah. It's not a happy thing for the people in power to see that, because they see their power slipping away. Because you can't indoctrinate this brother now with your mentality and keep it in the family. That's not where it's going. You are going to be bred out of existence because our genetics are dominant. Theirs are recessive. And of course, Gregor Mendel or Mendel's law states you can get the recessive from the dominant, but you cannot get the dominant from the recessive, meaning you can get white from black, but you cannot get black from white. Right. And at that point, when you start looking at it from that perspective, now you realize why there are certain evil people who think the way they do. It ain't got nothing to do with just how I feel. I am not going to exist. It may be 100 years, maybe 50. What they have stated, the United States Census Bureau has stated that by the year 2042, America will be a majority brown country. Now, by the way, I think they're going to speed that up because you have all these immigrants coming in from all over the dark nations. Maybe a lot sooner than that. And the reason for them bringing them in has nothing to do with them wanting to integrate with their population, but it has a lot more to do with political moves and taking over the jobs and a lot of different things that they can control because America, freedom, and they gave me this opportunity. Negro, get out the way. You've been lazy. You've been here this whole time, blah, 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 so that I can be used against you. It's a whole lot of, it's a layer to that. But yes, so genetic annihilation.
Shout out to all my Venezuelans. We love you. We are not the enemy.
Yeah, I'm not talking about yeah.
What are the ways that you would control the population of black people?
You start at the basics: food and water supply. Boom, boom. You toss in a high level of atrazine and paraquat in the water supply. They've done it. California produces roughly 30% of the crops that feed America. What is atrazine? It's a chemical that's produced by Syngenta. What does it do to the male? Heightens femininity, attacks the testosterone, shrinks the testicles. Who has come out with this? Biochemist by the name of Tyrone B. Hayes, University of Berkeley, where he has literally blown the whistle on this. They tried to kill him. They threatened to kill him and his family. And he said, this is something I've been studying for over 25 years. At this point now, it's roughly over 30 years, where he has literally gone into the level of atrazine in the drinking water. And he said at 1 part per billion, this right here could feminize over 3,000 tadpoles in one bucket, one drop. And if that can do the same thing to males, human beings, then this explosion in homosexuality may not just be people born that way.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Attack the food and water supply. Why? Because those are the essentials for life. We need food, we need water. Okay, after that, you destroy the morality. You destroy the gender roles. Make women men, make men women. Convince them that they are men and women, even though quite literally you're not. You never will be. Doesn't matter how much you chop up, mutilate yourself. It does not matter. Out of love, sincerely, it does not matter. But make them believe such and then have them attack one another. Why? Because the goal is what? Depopulation. So I'm going to let you wipe yourself out because I'm tired of talking to y'all. So I'm going to just chemically castrate you and watch you fight amongst one another. And then some of you in the comments, oh, he's this, oh, he's that. Good. Follow the programming. Just keep.
No, but it's real. Yeah, I don't know. Some of y'all don't even know that the Army has a gas that makes people gay.
Yes. By the way, yes. Yeah. Boom. It's called the gay bomb. 1994, roughly, they came out with it as an experimental idea where they said we're going to drop this bomb on our enemies, or probably it was the 1990s, 1980s, specifically 1994. I got that mixed up with something else, to be factual. 1980s, roughly, they said this is an experimental concoction that if we want to drop it on our enemies to where they will then, through these chemicals, want to have sexual relations with one another. They'll drop their weapons and then they'll start to become involved in homosexuality to one another. That's how you incapacitate your enemy. That way we can go and wholesale slaughter them while they're too busy being chemically distracted and controlled. That's a very real thing. It's called the gay bomb, U.S. government.
But instead they turned it into ecstasy.
Ecstasy also, in the military was called MDMA. Heightened sexuality and all that. Come on, bro.
Right.
Come on. It's very, very, very real. They even have something called the halitosis bomb.
Give you bad breath.
Make your breath stink?
Y'all go look it up for yourself.
Oh, damn.
It's very real.
Damn, that'll cause depopulation for sure. Your breath is stuck. I can't do it.
It is crazy, man. Just the stuff they've come up with, I was like, wow.
You got a stinky moan. It's fucked up.
Man.
You got a stinky moan.
You're crazy.
Righteously?
Oh, man. Hey, you know what? Because I've heard a lot of dudes doing that, man. They like, yeah, that's how I'm getting back at the white man. It's like, all right, okay. All right. I mean, I hear you. It's factually, I can, okay. See, I don't want to say yes, because I ain't, no. All right, don't do that. But it's just funny how dudes like, yeah, that's how we're going to get back. It's like, whatever, bro.
I mean, it's been happening.
Oh,
we didn't get the 40 acres. But Becky down to take a ride with the work. Becky to take the work.
I ain't even going near that one, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I can.
We got the mule. We didn't get the 40 acres.
40 acres there.
You know what I'm saying? She hop on the highway, baby. Just tell her.
Man.
Not too close. You know what I mean?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you deal with detractors? And I'm not talking about just people on the internet. I'm not talking about the comment section. One thing I notice a lot is somebody could stand up and go, hey, here's how we're all going to get out of this problem we're in. There's always one dude in the crowd who goes, who you? Mm-hmm. Who you? Why? Who put you in charge? Who said you was smart? You think you smart? Why you smart? Who you? Mm-hmm. There's always that guy. And there's a lot of them. And it almost feels like an insecurity towards intelligence.
Absolutely.
Like, you're not better than me just because you talking white. You're not anything to detract from. How do you specifically deal with those people? Because they're everywhere and they seem to multiply. And you can't save everybody. Some people just ain't gonna make it.
True.
And I think they shout themselves out when they do stuff. How do you get past that?
I think you just said it. You actually answered your own question. They make themselves obvious. They put themselves out there. Because if the like-minded group has come together, you just exposed yourself. They came here to hear what I had to say. You just exposed yourself. Those people I don't even address because it is a detractor, but it is a major distraction. So your energy is going to stay with you. I'm going to go to those who are interested in what I have to present. That's it. I don't even focus on them. Now, people like that will get to a certain point when they're not being heard. You're not taking my bait. You ain't, just reacting to what I'm saying. And the last point of that, after they go from the internet to the events in the back, raising their hand, get on the mic, try to hog it, then they try to get physical. That is the last point. Mm-hmm. And at that point, you will still realize why I ain't paying attention to you. Because you're going to be on the ground. Word is bond.
You're like 6'7", he knows like 3 different. See how he kicked his leg? Bro, see that? How he kicked his leg? Bruh.
You got to be prepared either way because some people thrive off of distracting people. They feel like that's their purpose. To cause problems. You have some people like that. Yeah. Seriously, they exist.
Yeah.
We got that one. And if we want to pop some off, all right, I'm down the street. Yeah. We know that kind of person. Okay, but some of them exist outside of the agents who are paid to be there, outside of the ones who are just not tight in the head, because you have some of those who they're just not wrapped tight, but the ones who genuinely feel like they believe what they saying about you. Like they really I don't like this dude. Yeah. For whatever reason.
I call them the dirty section of YouTube.
There you go. Yeah. The dusty section, the dirty section. It exists. You really can't. Bible says it this way. Never cast your pearls before swine. If you want to get dirty with them, sure, you're going to waste a whole lot of time. Mm-hmm. You're going to go down to their level, and they're going to love it because that's where they live. I'm used to being dirty, bro. Come get dirty with me. Mm-hmm. How the hell am I going to get dirty with a man? No, what's the purpose? Yeah, you see, I stood up to him. Y'all saw that, right? See how I addressed that comment? Brother, the real enemy is over here.
Right.
Focus on that, and the real people want to hear you are right here. Focus on them. Stop worrying about those kind of people. Those kind of people are really going to take themselves out, meaning not necessarily ending their life. I'm saying they're going to take out their own network. People are going to see them for who they are because if they have nobody to feed off of, it's like a virus. It dies.
And that's why I don't read the comment section.
Don't worry about the comments.
And lastly, last thing, what we talked about black people with money and the things we can. What is it going to take for us to have Sean Carter 2000 in the driveway or a Diddy 500? Why don't we have cars, microwaves, washing machines? Especially, and I said this before when we were off camera, but we have black people who are purveyors of luxury, who could give us luxury and we would trust it from them. If Diddy came out with a car, I'd be like, this must be fire. This dude knows whips.
Mm-hmm. Well, what you're saying, can I go back to the enemy questions? All right.
I thought
so
you were
you're answering from the perspective of our enemy.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
If black people pool their resources together, what are you going to do?
They won't. That's the enemy's belief. We got them enough. We good. We got them. The ones who are influential enough that would have stood up, we got them on payroll.
Or we killed them.
Or we killed them. Or so we think. That's how this enemy works. They don't believe. Again, they know who now. That's the thing. They know who. And they gonna tell you who. Because when you try to mention his or her name, they gonna come at you. Don't go around him. Don't go around her. So that means that's the exact person who you need to be around. They're gonna say, these are the people we don't like. We're gonna put them on these lists. If the FBI has you on a list, okay, again, either you're doing something wrong or something very right. There's nothing in between that. You're doing something very wrong or very right. White House watch list. You're doing something very wrong or very right. Either very white. See that? It's that program. Boy, okay. All of these things. Your brother has now been not only added to the FBI watch list, the White House watch list. I've now recently been added to the Department of Homeland Security's Atlanta watch list. I don't even live there. Okay.
Hey, they probably think all of us is over there now.
Seriously.
They're all in Atlanta.
That list was pretty thick. It was over 100 people. So it's not just, it's a lot of us on there. But I said, oh, so that means I'm on the right track. So again, they know who can get it jumping in the right way. They know who can inspire and trigger the people to do the right thing, to make that move, to go independent, to build. They know. But enough of us have too much fear. Enough of us are truly afraid. Enough of us are.
All right. Continuing the same. What are you going to do to save your American dollar?
Ooh. All right, brother. Number one, do our best to prevent BRICS from actually remaining successful in its momentum towards competing with our dollar's superiority. Do our best to retain more gold. Recently, they came out with a report, I believe yesterday, that said that America has over 8,000 tons of gold and that BRICS has roughly 5,600 tons of gold. Do I believe that? Not really. No. Because ain't nobody been in Fort Knox in a while.
Right.
So I doubt
Security
that.
sleep right now.
Definitely, bro. Come on now. I'm like, America went off the gold standards in the 1930s and again in the 1970s with Nixon. I don't think that. I believe that's capped by the mainstream media to try to get the people's belief to remain in the dollar because currency is based off of your belief in it.
Right.
Same thing with Bitcoin and everything else. I believe this is valuable, therefore it is. So one, to maintain the belief in the superiority of the dollar. Number two, do my best to sabotage, not just prevent BRICS, but sabotage them. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and now in January, you have roughly 6 additional countries that are now going to enter into BRICS. So now they're calling it BRICS Plus. You have Argentina, you have Ethiopia, you have Egypt, you have the United Arab Emirates, you have Saudi Arabia. They're now going to join. Now you're talking about roughly 45% of the world's population, 30% of the world's GDP, over $30 trillion in worth, 40,000 barrels of oil that come out every day of Saudi Arabia. It will now be in the hands of BRICS because Saudi Arabia now is cutting deals with America for certain things. This is a big deal.
Right.
So if I am America, I'm going to do my best to curtail or cut that off, do my best. But now my relationships are waning, they're falling. And now they're all coming together. My enemies are coming together against me. That's what it looks like. So I'm going to do my best to try to go in and convince, reestablish some connections. Hey, good to see you.
Right.
All that kind of stuff. If that doesn't work, I'm going to try to take some people out, make it look like it was natural, turn the people against them. It's called a coup, C-O-U-P. America's done this plenty of times. Muammar Gaddafi, they tried with Fidel Castro over 600 times, you name it. And if that doesn't work, then of course, many of my assets are already owned by members of BRICS. China owns a large number of my seaports. They own a lot of my companies. A lot of people in America do business with China.
Right.
Same thing with Russia. We have certain agreements with them. India, certain agreements with them. So, so it's a very, very tough situation that America's in. And realistically, I'm going to say what Minister Farrakhan said, there is no coming back. America is not going to remain the top dog anymore. there's no way she can come back. You have made so many enemies on this planet. There is nobody that trusts America because they know America, the U.S. government in particular. They know how wicked this government is. Over 700 military bases on foreign nations' land. Why are you still occupying these people's land? As a modern day neo-colonialist Roman Empire type of behavior, what are you doing? Get the hell out of here. What are you doing? Same thing with the Ukraine. Has nothing to do with the fact that, oh, we love the people. No, America is invested in the over 21 pharmaceutical companies that are there. A few of them, Anthony Fauci has his experimental labs in as well. Way bigger than what people think. It ain't got a damn thing to do with, oh, we care about the Ukrainian people. Ukraine belongs to Russia. It was a part of the USSR. What are you doing? Get the hell out of there. Right. America, you stop trying to be the world's policeman. Get out. Like, your hypocrisy is thick. You're bringing in people from the outside, but you won't cure the homeless problem we have in America, all throughout America. Homeless is huge. Drug abuse, huge. Sex trafficking, huge. But you spending billions with other people's nations. It's like this now, bro. So I couldn't even answer on behalf of the enemy because, nope, it's a done deal. Yes, sir. I know that was a loaded question, but it required a loaded answer.
Yeah, well, there was a lot to unpack.
Yes, sir. You see why I'm on that list now, right?
You're like, this guy.
Right. Look up all the
He knows. How does he know? It's crazy. All right. Why get rid of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and all the leaders who stand for something?
I'll say what J. Edgar Hoover said in his Black Messiah, where he mentioned we must prevent the rise of a Black Messiah that can unify and electrify the people. That was a quote from him. Unify and electrify, meaning bring them together to electrify, give them the energy. The energy to do what? To go against this system by building their own, separating from them and building up our own everything. The way we would defeat this system is by us establishing our own. The Most High Elijah Muhammad said, if we cannot live in peace among you, if we can't get along with you in peace, then the last resort is we must separate. What does that mean? Okay, well, this is our land still, don't get it twisted. Our own banks, our own schools, our own grocery stores, our own everything. Malcolm X learned from the Most High Elijah Muhammad, regardless of what anybody got to say on the damn internet. Knock it off. That's who resurrected that man. Before that, he was a pimp. He was a drug dealer. He did all that crazy stuff. His name was Detroit Red. Right. Don't get it twisted. Okay, right. That was his life before. Right. But Detroit Red is dead. Malcolm rose. Right. And all of the different leaders, Martin Luther King, he had the same type of deal. The only reason why they had to take him out is because the last 2 years of his life, he started switching. He went from that nonviolent. I may not get there with you. All that. That was cool. But when he started talking about why I'm against the war in Vietnam, he started talking about boycotting Coca-Cola, seal test bread. Don't go buy this. Matter of fact, don't take the bus. Whoa. You're messing with our economy here. What you talking about? We have a draft. We got it. We need soldiers for the war in Vietnam. He's like, no. There's his lectures, his speeches, the other America. People got to listen to that. Yeah. There are other ones. Mountaintop and all that is cool, but let's get to the Martin in the last 2 years of his life. He met with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad helped him to look at what he thought was metaphorical to the literal. And he said, no, brother, that's not what that means in the Bible. It means this. I personally believe after that meeting, that changed a lot of what he thought because he did become more revolutionary in his speaking. And they said, okay, now you meddling. At first you was cool with talking about integrating a toilet and going to a damn restaurant. That was cool, Martin. But now you talking about, you talking about, you hitting my pockets, Martin. Yeah. I thought we were good, Martin. Right. You graduated from my college. You my nigga. Right. But now you're not being who is this? You causing a problem. So in his last days, they bugged everything he had. They were trying to investigate him, talking about they had a audio tape of him having sex with a woman. We're going to send it to your wife. You might as well kill yourself now. Just craziness. And at the last point, it wasn't just one bullet. Brother, they had the berets ready to take him out. They had the Tennessee Ku Klux Klan ready as a backup. They had the police ready as another backup. They had at least 4 organizations ready that if the bullet didn't take them out, the other group would take them out. If that group missed, another group would get them. This was big. So why? We must prevent the rise using biblical language, godly language. We must prevent the rise of a black Messiah that can unify and electrify the people. The Christians are looking for the Messiah. The Muslims are looking for the Mahdi, meaning the one who is guiding you back into the oneness of God and really to show you who Satan is and who he is not so that you know exactly what to do. That's really mathematical language.
Right.
This is the one you're not supposed to be following. That's the one you're supposed to be following. You got it? Now, let's go. So they knew. And they even when they targeted the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, they said, no, he's a little older. We don't have to worry about him. He's not going to be here for too long. Malcolm, yeah, he fits. Minister Farrakhan was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we can know, just to be factual.
Right.
They said, yeah, him. And then Martin Luther King, yeah, him. And Martin Luther King, by the way, let's not get this twisted. He wasn't always nonviolent. He carried a Magnum revolver. Just so y'all know.
Just so y'all know.
Dr. King
Right.
was packing with that. And, you know, because he knew at a certain point, this nonviolence thing is not going to work.
Yeah. I had a dream a sucker was going to try me today.
Oh, for real.
Crazy.
As Jesse Jackson, he was there. He knew who did it. Go ahead.
To your knowledge, what led to Malcolm X's demise?
To my knowledge, the last point meaning the day, there was no security at the door. Nation of Islam, we are taught we have security at the door, especially at night during the time of meetings. You have someone watching the exits and the entryways. You have that. That's a basic. It's basic. It's a basic.
Just shut the door.
Okay, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Malcolm didn't have security at the door. At the height of a time that was so tender. You know, you have people hearing the stuff you're saying. You got the enemy looking at you. What are you about to do now? Because we heard you was trying to get back with that man Elijah. The latter days, brother, he was trying to get back in the Nation of Islam. And he wasn't gone for long. Let's make this clear. People don't know, like they don't know the facts about this thing.
Right.
Malcolm wasn't gone for a long time. But he did an audio apologizing to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad because he wanted to get back in the good graces. He got out in that world and he saw not just some white Muslims praying. Knock it off. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad went to Mecca before he did. Stop it. And white folks was coming at the foot of, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad listening to him, white reporters and all that. So it's like, okay, just stop the fake stuff. He didn't all of a sudden see, hey, a white man's drinking tea out of the same cup. You're not the devil. Knock it off. Knock it off. Because what you're saying is Malcolm was so unintelligent that a cup of tea would transform. Stop it. Yeah. I can't stand when people are so damn, you devalue yourself so much. You think, oh, that's what happened all of a sudden. Now, you know what? They're all great people. Stop.
Right.
Because when he got back, he realized exactly what's going on out here. And they said, well, it's black folks that did it. No. People who are very intellectually lazy, you're not going to want to go down the rabbit hole and look at all the facts. Because when you look at the fact that the FBI rented out the ballroom 2 weeks before, CIA was involved. They drilled holes in the top. Dick Gregory even told you this. And Dick Gregory on the day of talked to Malcolm X and said, Malcolm, I love you, but I'm not going to be there with you. Because he was in the same city. He said, because I know today the U.S. government is going to get you. And I can't have my heart changing by seeing you getting taken out. Dick Gregory talked to Malcolm that day. No security at the door. You got people who feeling whatever they feeling. Black folks, white folks, all kinds of stuff. At bare minimum, because you said, what did I think? Like, how did I think? At bare minimum that. I can go into a whole lot more, but at bare minimum that man reached a point where if he would have reunited with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it would be over for this system. Over. And they knew it. They said, we cannot let this happen. We can't let this happen. If that happens, it is a done deal because the man done traveled the world now. Now he sees what it's like outside of America. It's different. So he's going to come back with that knowledge now and then reunite with his teacher. Again, you done heard a lot of stuff. I don't give a damn.
Right.
Because those of us who live it can tell you it is different. So they had to take him out. No, don't let him live. Don't let him get up out of here. Yes, we'll use people with black faces that look like the trigger man. Yeah, but the bullet holes came in his body going downward, not upward. They had blanks. People shot him from the ceiling. People have no idea what they're talking about. Not even close. Then when you investigate, why is it that 2 of the people were just exonerated last year and 2 years ago, pardon me? The 2 people, the shooters,
Right.
they were found not guilty. From my understanding, the city of New York is now paying them. Y'all don't know about any of this, that the confession, the deathbed confession of the other officer who admitted that, yes, we were on Malcolm's detail. We were watching him, yes. And they admitted that we were a part of taking him out. The deathbed confession, his sister, they were just there, I think it was 2 years ago, where all of this just came out again. I'm like, it just keeps coming out more and more and more. But people say, no, the Nation of Islam did it. I'm in the Nation of Islam. I wasn't born until 1990. You ain't thinking.
Right.
We just talk.
Right.
We just talk. Oh, the nation. Why? Because it's easy to blame your brother. It's easy to have smoke for your people because you will never have it for this open enemy because you're weak. You always want to point at your own people. That's easy to do. But the moment I say, okay, you want to really have some smoke? Let's go to the real enemy. No, I ain't ready for that. Then stop talking like you a damn gangster because you ain't. And I mean what I'm saying. People talk a lot.
Right.
But it's like, Nick, stop talking. Please stop. Because you ain't built like that. Because if you were, you would say, you know what? Let's stop killing each other, come together and build. And if anybody from the outside tries to come and take us out, then we're going to come at them. That's gangster for real.
That's what it originally was supposed to be.
That's what it was. And that's what it will get back to if we really fall in line. It can get back to that. It's possible. So and I know it's a loaded question because there's so much history in it and I want to go into more of that. But I think we should really start to unpack all of that and realize that, no, it's not what you classically heard, bro. Sorry to tell you. They just found them innocent. The 2 shooters, there was 3. But then these 2, Thomas Hagen, and then the other 2, they said, well, no, actually, the city is now paying them money for wrongfully accusing them. Did y'all know this?
Yeah, I knew
Yeah, I
that.
read about
Millions.
Yep.
Let's see how much money
I was
they got.
incarcerated with one of them, upstate New York.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. And it's so hurtful. It's just so hurtful because it's like, dang, they have roughly 1, 2, almost 3 generations of people, maybe 4 generations, totally convinced that it's just look at this group and these people here, men, women, and children, mind you. It's not okay. So they all did it. His little brother did it. His little sister. They all just did it.
$36 million.
$36 million.
36.
And how many years did they do?
Dollars.
How many years did they do again?
I'm glad you pulled that up right now on camera.
You remember how many years they did altogether?
35? Check again. It's
$1 million
roughly,
a
it's over
year.
30 years.
Yeah.
Just to be found.
It's
Roughly
about
$1 million a year.
about 50, 60 years. That's crazy.
It's insane.
You mean to tell me you lied to the people this long? Then the people start caring and the people start saying it. Why? Because you attacked the group that you know is successful at educating the people about who you are. Y'all need to hate them Negroes and bean pie slinging, blah, 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 making fun of them, put it in TV, cartoons.
Right.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about? Who y'all think they was talking about?
Yup.
And just keep making fun because you chip away at the credibility.
Yeah.
So then you don't want to believe them. You don't even want to be around all y'all them niggas.
That's why I hate those movies.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, it's real.
I got. Did you have another question, man?
Yes.
For him?
Go ahead, though.
My question was, why do you believe the children of our black leaders that got assassinated haven't uprisen to take their position?
Very good question. Different type of energy, different environment, different time, different type of energy. You have some that attempted because they're in that big shadow. So it's hard for me to get away from it. I mean, in your shadow, I might as well follow in your footsteps.
Right.
Environment is different. Everybody around you is not necessarily interested in that. You're not getting the support you need. It's like Martin Luther King's children. Brother, it's like that energy is just not there. That selfless sacrifice that I'm willing to give for my people's freedom is not there. Partially because of social media, religious programming, societal programming, the nutritional manipulation of food and water, All of these things have chipped away. It's pieces. Because if you can get a people to eat what you give them, to take in mentally what you give them, to take on your religion, to take on all of your ideology, then you'll get them to destroy and attack themselves. You won't need to do it anymore. It will become self-perpetuating. It's very simple. The Willie Lynch letter, when people talk about that all day long. So that's the main thing I look at is they may have the blood, but do they have the spirit?
But what about the level of trauma and fear that's invoked in a child seeing that?
Absolutely. Now that too, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. To be very fair, that's true as well. That's why I said it's different. It's different.
So how do we prevent the whole hit the head, the body, you drop thing?
The head is God. Don't jump out there to be a target. Yeah. No.
Right.
No, that's just foolish. Be an example, for sure. Follow the leader, for sure. Well, who is the leader? We know we worship nothing and no one but Almighty God Allah. You keep hearing me say that. I don't worship Farrakhan. He said, any of you that worship me, I feel sorry for you. Right. He said, you are foolish. No. He said, nothing and no one but Allah God, the Most High. That's what we worship. That is who we worship. He is the inspiration. He is the guide, my leader, my teacher. That's who I follow. But who do we worship? Because if we worship that energy, then it will never die. So if a body is taken out, our motivation won't be.
Right. And the ideals are still there.
And the ideals are still there because we know where the energy came from. And that's what we stay tapped into. I've already come to grips in my mind, like he has told us so many times, brother, over the years. I'm gone. I'm leaving you. I'm going now.
Right.
He has cushioned it, you know, and that's another reason why I love him so much, because he's very realistic. He's like, listen, we will all go physically at a certain point, but don't let that stop you from pushing the mission. Until we make it to that mission, this energy must continue to perpetuate in our children, in our children's children, until we make it there. That's why I'm like, oh man, come on, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good because you pointed me in the right direction. The other problem is too many of our leaders wanted us to worship them. And that's where you messed up at, because when you go, now the mission is gone.
Chaos.
Where we going? Where our leader at?
Right.
I pray I'm not one of those.
So do you represent an organization or a religion?
A way of life.
A way of life.
That's what we're taught. Nation of Islam is a way of life. We are organized, sure. And we have a culture about how we operate. You know what it is. You know exactly what it is.
Right.
You know, we clean.
One step, kaboom.
Come on, man.
Black suit, so boom.
Boom. Look. You know what it is? It's a way of life, because, you know, it's okay, yeah, you can say religion, but to get back to the oneness of, okay, yeah, but it's not just that. It's our diet. It's how we eat. It's how we dress. It's how we walk. It's how we talk. It's how we study. It's how we interact with our queen, with our wife, with our children, with our people. It is a culture. It's ways of behavior. It ain't just the worship and the belief in the one God. It's everything else as well that we live our life by. That's a whole way of living, bro. You don't just stop right there. That's why you see it. Y'all be like, damn, y'all looking good, brother. How old is you? 78. You be like, he look 20. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You be like, what is, how do you eat to live, brother? 1 meal a day. You got some brothers on 1 meal every other day.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. You know, same thing with the sisters. So yeah, no, bro, it's a way of living. And that's why you never see me push religion on nobody. If my example don't inspire you, ain't nothing I can say, really, to a degree, because that's the thing. After we get done talking, people gonna watch you, see how you living. You following what you saying? It's the other thing, how hypocritical people be.
Right.
You actually living what you saying, or you just doing all that talking to get money, donations? See what I'm saying? Because we have been lied to a lot and played a lot. So at the end of all that talking, sounding nice, let me see if you living what you talking.
Right.
Real simple.
I'm kind of tired of getting riled up and then walking the energy out. Take that how you want it. What was the religion of our people before we were brought to this land?
The religion was obey God. We had different languages for it, different ways of saying it, because people will say Hebrew, more signs, Islam, Ifa. Yeah, we had all that. Okay. But you want to say one? Are we one people in one location? Do we speak one language? Do we all eat the same one food? Knock it off. Please stop. See, stop oversimplifying our people. We are the original man and woman of the planet. of the universe. That means everything that's in it. We got every flavor, bro. Embrace all of it. Stop trying to cut it off and say it's just this one thing because you cut yourself off from the rest of your people. I will study all of it because my people are in all of it. I say assalamu alaikum. I say peace. I say for our I say peace to the gods and earths, right? To our 5%, nation of God and earth brothers. Shout out to y'all. I say Islam to our Moorish family.
You say shalom.
I say shalom. What? All day long?
Yeah.
Because I know what it means. The Honorable Mr. Farrakhan said when you understand the root of a thing, you can connect all the branches. Why are you mad at me? Because I say it in a way that you don't normally say it every day. You want me to say it how you say it? Okay, good. Peace. Well, no, brother. Oh, so you just want to fight? You just want to fight. That's it. Why you wearing a bow tie? Why you ain't got your locks? Because I don't.
This guy's 6'7".
Brother, I'm like, what are you doing?
Look at this size of his shoe, my guy. He knows martial arts. Don't want to get hit with that. Don't want to get hit with that, man.
I hang with the Hebrew Israelites. Shalom to our brothers, and I love our brothers and our sisters. I hang out with the Moorish Science Temple and our brothers and sisters from there. Black Panthers are my family. Ifa is my family. Nation of Gods and Earths are my family. Nation of Islam is my family. Right. Don't get mad at me because of where I planted my feet at. At least I planted it somewhere because I could be out there sticking somebody up and robbing people. Would you like that better? No. Oh, no, y'all divided there too. You ain't wearing red.
You too big for that.
You wearing blue. You exactly.
You too big for that.
Yeah, that'd be in the wrong direction. Yeah. Turn up quick. Are we doing that? That? Let's go. We rolling that. Yeah, I'm ready for that.
5 steps. He down the block. Chill out.
We divided there too. Jeez.
What is the one thing that you feel will save our people?
I'll give you it this way. The one thing that will save our people. I have to go a little more raw with it, meaning the one thing that will force our people to come together. And that is this enemy continuing to turn up his evil and wicked actions against us. There's nothing else. You let this enemy keep slapping you and telling you in your face and making it over and over and plain and simple. Yeah, I'm doing it. What you gonna do? Let that happen over and over again until you get it. Like, wait a minute. They really are doing this. Yeah. All of our leaders said the same thing. How many is it going to take? We don't got time, bro.
Yeah.
For another one, another. If you don't see it by now, you just don't want to see it. So the Honorable Farrakhan said, Satan is going to turn this enemy loose on you because you refuse to come together. There's nothing I can say, he said. There's nothing any of us can say. We've said it all. So since you want to be so hard-headed, okay, he can just keep coming at you because that's what an enemy does. If you're going to not put your hands up, you're not trying to block, you're not going to do this, you're just going to keep letting him hit you, then he's going to keep hitting you. We're in a fight. We're at war. But we're comfortable as hell. You're just comfortable because you think, oh, it's going to change. You used to flushing your toilet. Everything's good. You used to going and getting you a sandwich. You used to that. Yeah, what happens if he closes the grocery stores? Don't act like it can't happen. Shut down the gas station. Some of y'all was running from different hurricanes. You saw it happen. I saw it happen.
Right.
1 gallon of water, $55. I will never buy Poland Spring ever. Don't ever think your enemy is non-existent anymore. Let them keep turning up on you until you admit it and get a grip and decide to do something for yourself as a people. Because believe it or not, all the bullets we got, all the things we think we got is nothing compared to what they got.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. So I think we'll get tired of that at a certain point, enough for us to do more to bring our people together. That's really, I wanted to be softer on that and give some kind of soft sound. I'm good.
No,
I'm really good.
I understand it.
I'm good, man, because this generation, they want the grit. Give them the raw. Just tell them, because all that soft sounding stuff is why people don't want to go to church. Respectfully. And some people don't want to go to some mosques, masjids, any houses of worship, because too many leaders, they make it soft. And this generation is hard. Like, tell me the truth. Yeah. What?
I'll Google it right now if you don't tell me.
You lying. I just Google right now, man. Hey, you're a fraud. They gonna get up.
Right.
Half the church leaving with them.
Right. So
just tell the truth, man. And again, don't be afraid to be called crazy by your own people. All the great leaders were. All of them.
I know.
Hey,
Last question.
Yes, sir.
Is a migration to Africa an answer?
It is definitely part of the answer, for sure. For sure. I mean, that is the crown jewel of our people. That is the motherland. That's our throne. That is where it's at. Yes, we have to absolutely, if we're smart, every way from politically, agriculturally, socioeconomically, yes, we need to unite with our brothers and sisters across the diaspora in Africa because of all the resources they have. Many of us are somewhat advanced in different ways, and so are they in different ways. So those who are like-minded in these different areas have to come together. You don't need every single person. You just need those who can influence the masses in the right way. Find those, get connected with them. Ignore what everybody else got to say. Brother, what do you have? You have land over there. What is that? That's a strawberry farm? Word? Is that an avocado farm? You know how much money is made with just avocados? You see what I'm saying? Just like a tissue company, you got trees that we can mow down. You have this and that. Let's come together. Let's build. Simple as that. I'm not into the arguing and this and no, we need to respect each other. I'm a black man from Compton. Don't get it twisted. All right? Don't come over here with that. You've been here for so long. Okay, sit down. Because immigration done got you. They done got to you.
Right.
Okay, but all of them are not like that.
Not all.
And with respect, same thing. We got to stop with the useless attacking of each other because we have been bit by the same dog. We got the same enemy. Let's just come together, get rid of that ignorance, and start building with one another so that our people can be free, bro. I'm tired of this. I'm not tired enough to stop, so don't get it twisted. But I'm tired of it being the reality. We can change it. We have enough money. We have the skills. We have the resources. We do. We lack the organization. And too many of us have ego because you really want to be the white man that conquered you. Kill that. Embrace your people. We'll be free.
Last thing.
Message to the millennials.
RizzaIslam.com.
Where's mine?
Message to the millennials.
RizzaIslam.com. Y'all join the membership. I have on my own closed membership of people. Join freethinkers.com and RizzaIslam.com.
I got mine.
There you go. Be careful with that.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.
Yo, be careful with y'all texts through your phone.
No, they got everything. They
Just
got it
put
already.
the message out
Y'all
there.
good, bro. You
They got it already. They got it already.
That's serious.
A nigga used to have no chill, nowadays I'm on side A. Traffic going bumper to bumper, stuck on the highway. Takes so long to get from Monday to Friday, then you wake up on Sunday like it was just Friday. Crime pays an iron cage, had to find ways. I wasn't trying to slave a 9 to 5 till my dying days. Frank Sinatra, I gotta do it.